My dad and uncle. We're a family.
Look at you.
No! Don't! You fix her! She's in there because of you. Where are the bodies?
Let me guess, he's your companion finally. Picked another one over me!
Paris sucks.
That's not the point she was making.
These vampires.
You're stronger,
I am.
harder too. But you gotta give up something to get something.
You and me. Me and you.
Memories just keep bubbling up.
I want this to remember.
I was good on my own, that's the way it was. That's the way it was. You was good on the low for a faded love. I'm so faded love. I keep complaining for. Feeling jaded up. Used to trip on that. I was kicking to you. Had some fun on the run, though I give it to you. But baby, don't get it twisted. You was just in a on the hit list. Tryna fix any issues with a bitch. Didn't they tell you that I was a savage? Your white horse and a carriage. That you never could imagine. Never think you can handle you. Sitting here with my tears, all alone with my fears. I'm wondering if I have to do without you. But there's no reason why I fell asleep late last night, crying like a newborn child, holding myself close, pretending my arms are yours. I want no one
Oh, Lord. Hello. Welcome to this good old interview with the Vampire Live. What is up to everybody in the chat? We are here to discuss season 2, episode 7. Y'all, we lost Claudia and we just can't take it here in this live. We just really can't. We just really cannot take it. Hopefully everybody showed up accordingly because you know I had to show up and show out for my girl. We here with the girls and we here for the fume. But before we jump into anything, of course, we are not only streaming on my platform, but I am here with my girls backstage as well. Be sure to show love on all 5. We got 5 people here today. It's going to be amazing. Not want to waste any time, I'm going to go ahead and start bringing the girls out. Coming out first, because I don't feel like I bring her out enough. You know, C always back there being superior. Let me see how she felt about this episode. Come on out, C. Hello, C.
Hello. So we're here to mourn the death of our friend Claudia. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. This was a fantastic episode.
Yes, it was.
Fantastic. It's a shame that our girl had to go, but the story of it all, I'm here for it.
I know. I think this was. I can't pick between all the episodes to say this was my favorite, but if it's not, it's pretty freaking close. Not only did we have that big impact of Claudia's death, but we also got my man back. We got Lestat back, and y'all know how long I've been waiting on Lestat. If you had to rate this episode as far as your favorites, where does this drop for you?
It's up there with episode 5, the flashback episode where we're back in the 70s with young Daniel, and I feel like we learned so much about the characters in that episode, but the whole drama of this episode, the dramatics of it was calling my name. I don't. It's really close between those two.
Yeah, I think we are real dramatic. They got the right people because we dramatic as hell. Yeah, they have the right folks. But breaking out my girl next, because we back there giving you told Hoppo to beat me with this good old hat on. Coming to the stage is Kay by Black though with them books because she reading them. Kay, come on to the stage and let us know how you felt about this episode.
This was a good episode. This was a good episode. Claudia was definitely a star here. Lestat was trying to be the star here. Claudia was clearly the star of this episode. So I loved it.
First of all, Lestat gonna always be the star. You know, Claudia, I love you, girl. But my baby was the star of this episode, and I'm gonna bring my girl out too because I know she gonna agree with me. My girl, how could he not be the star? He gave me everything I needed. As soon as he got there, I think we were 15 minutes into the episode. I was like, see, this is why we need and why I miss Lestat.
Yes.
Coming on out to the stage, back here with her stunner shades on to represent for her girl. Ashley, from my sweet perspective, what did you think about this episode?
You know, not very often lost for words, but this one hurt my feelings a little bit. It hurt me, Tyra. But I can say without a shadow of a doubt, out of the first 7 episodes, this is my favorite episode out of the season. And I don't know if it was the Lestat element because maybe when he hit the stage, I said it once, I'll say it again. And before I take it back, I'll add more to it. He gives everything that needs to be given. Whatever he's selling, I'm buying, period. Period. All right. So it just did it to me. Everyone overperformed. They did their big one in this episode. The acting, the writing, the everything. It just, best one yet.
Amazing. Act like we won't need Lestat on the show. As my girl said backstage last review, who I'm going to break out, we better find a way to keep Lestat around because he needs to be there. I don't care what y'all have to do. If y'all want to go all off into the Lestat Rockstar Chronicles, do that. But I need him here for season 3 as well. LB, what did you think about this episode? Hello, L.
Hello, everybody. We are here to mourn the loss of a real one, the realest one on the show, baby. It is dangerous to be a real Black girl in these streets, honey. They will take you and fry you up like a piece of bologna. This episode was so good. The part of the, and I don't want to jump because y'all know I talk too much. But baby, when Lestat was coming across that little walkway in the beginning, and he snatched his jacket off, that'll do it. I told Sam Reed to give me a call because we need to have a conversation. Because why did he do that and make it look so good like that? Oh my Lord.
You're so mad.
And I don't even be looking at the Caucasian man like that. But boy, on a good day, well, you say he made it right. All due respect to you, ma'am, on a good day, your husband can be outside, okay? We already out the gate have 175 people here in this live. We ain't even got started yet. Before I show y'all some love, it just jumped up to 180. Before I show y'all some love, Let me get the super chats real quick. And we not only gonna show some love, but we gonna do a little quick RIP to my girl Claudia because I feel like it's only right to open with that. She gone. Hello, Bree. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you for the $2 super chat, girl. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you have checked out the show by now. If you haven't, though, thank you for being here regardless. Jay is in the house with the $2 yet again. Pinya's and canned soda for Claudia's repast. Thank you. All of that. It's got to be some meat there, though, Jay. I need a little meat on my plate. Sweet November 79 is in the house with the $10 super chat. Yes, the girls is dressed for the second line. Yes, we are. I'm on Cousin L's channel showing love, but Tyra, no, she my sis, and Ashley is my friend. Hey to all the ladies. Hello, Sweet November, and thank you for showing love to all of us. We really, really appreciate it. Now, Mac here in the chat. What you doing over here? Hello, Mac. Absolutely. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and show a little love for Claudia, and we're going to get on started with this with this discussion because it's a whole lot to talk about. Y'all, we will be right back. They gotta be that one dramatic person that's take me with it. You trying to get all in the coffin? Sit down somewhere. Oh Lord. Jumping on into this conversation, ladies, we have 200 people, over 200 people here in this live representing. Thank y'all so much for showing us love. I think we all need to take separate pictures of our little get-ups and put them in a collage because we showed up for our girls. We really showed up. Y'all understood the assignment. Thank y'all for going along with me and my shenanigans. Oh man. But y'all, starting right here. Burlap bags, beatings, brain scrambles, rats, severed Achilles' heels. Don't everybody speak at once. Now, normally when we start off conversations, the boys are jumping. We have Armand over here and Louis over here. We can't even get into who gonna say something quick enough. Soon as we jump on Claudia and what's about to be discussed, it's real quiet in the room. It's very, very quiet. See, I'm gonna come to you first. How did you feel when we opened the episode, just seeing the extent of not only the beatings, but the torment that they were going through? If we have, poor Madeline, oh my God, poor they just scrambled her, so badly. And then we have not only the brutality that's on them, but the audience just ridiculing them throughout this entire episode. It was just really, really devastating for me. See?
The fact that they put Claudia in the rat box that she had to regularly, put people in herself, what a slap in the face, right? And what's a girl? She's only been a vampire for about 2 business days, and she already just about to it's already on trial yet again on trial. I felt so bad. But at the same time, I was a little excited because I knew Lestat was around the corner and I wanted to see what he had planned. But they didn't have to beat my baby Louis like that. They beat him up extra bad, and I'm not. They beat him up extra bad, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, he got elbows to the face. Kay, what about you?
I mean, they did rough them up real good. I mean, they went in on them. Madeline should have caught some of them fade a little bit too. I see she don't look as dusty as they do. I mean, they was all in it together. She could have, soaked up a couple punches, but I mean, I don't feel that bad for Louis, but they shouldn't have did that to Claudia. I mean, like rats, like really? that was like some deep down rooted hatred when you have to do something like that. Like that Coven, you could tell just they really loathe Claudia and Louis.
Absolutely. Ashley?
I hate to say it because the people was on my top, right? Because of my affinity for Lestat this episode. But I want to say one thing. He warned them about this coven and what they would do. They said, these aren't the vampires you want to play with. Like, you don't even want to go there for real. You know what I'm saying? But the Achilles thing, I mean, it definitely gave, y'all were trying to chicken George them. And I didn't like that part. I'll admit that. Yeah, Louis is a beautiful man and they messed up his face. I said, it takes a lot to damage a vampire. And so they put in some extended work and effort. Baby girl Claudia, she ain't deserve it. She's just a pawn in this game. You know what I'm saying? That was probably the most heartbreaking part of all of this for me. And then, I mean, we'll get into Louis, but he pissed me off down real bad. Because when they go back to Daniel and he says, listen, Armand, you sat there all to save yourself. You gave up baby girl Claudia, you gave up Louis, you gave up everybody just to save your own skin. And Louis gonna say, oh, but he was under a lot of pressure. He ain't mean it. Like, Louis, if you don't stand up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad that you mentioned the slave reference because I thought it was just me because I feel like we be reading real deeply into stuff. It was given 12 years and whatnot. I was like, okay, I don't really like the Achilles situation, but I understand the extent of having to damage them so they couldn't go anywhere without along with the brain scramble. But that was sending me to. Elle, how did you feel about all this torture?
So to me, at first when I saw that they were just beat up, I was like, okay, they are really, really upset, right? They just beat them up, get out frustration. But then when I saw that they cut their Achilles tendon, to me, that said more than just violence. That said more than I'm just angry with you. That said to me, like, I'm jealous of y'all. Like, y'all got to live this life for the, all this time. Y'all didn't have to have a curfew. You didn't have to come to, the coven meetings or whatever the hell they were doing. You didn't have to do any of that. And we had to suffer and not have that freedom because I do, I understand the point of a coven so y'all won't be alone. But I feel like the way Armand was running his coven, it was very restrictive to the members of the coven. And Louis and Claudia had that freedom for all this time. And it was like they were jealous of them. They were like, oh yeah, y'all walking around with the humans. I'm about to cut your feet off. And it just read jealousy to me. And I hate them all. I hate them all. They could. I'm glad whatever's gonna happen to them is gonna happen to them. I don't know what just yet, but I know something's happening, and I'm glad about it.
Oh yeah, Shaw, it's gonna be real juicy, and I absolutely cannot wait. Y'all going off on this chat. We have 265 people here in this live. Once again, y'all, if you want to say something, attach a dollar to it and keep it cute so we can see y'all comment. But we definitely appreciate y'all for engaging over time. Hoping at this moment we can get that 300 cap. We going off. It's got to come through because it's for our girl Claudia. Y'all better show up because we sure did. We absolutely did. But getting here, we have judge, jury, and executioner. Santiago has all the journals, and the coven is eating the torture up. I don't want to spend too long here, but just Santiago was really living for this moment. I just wanted to briefly speak on this because this was pretty much post bringing Lestat out, and he had expectations for Lestat to be one way and stick to that script. And I think all of us at this point, knowing Lestat, it was never absolutely going to be that. I don't know what all of us expected from him, but Santiago expected, we have all our ducks in a row. Not only is this audience going to crucify you guys, but Lestat is going to do it as well, child. The way he just had all of that evidence lined up and them here with all their garb on. And if she would have hit that gavel, that situation one more time, and whatever it was scrambling everybody's little brain. I was like, girl, take it easy. They was just having a little too much fun. A little too much fun at their expense, but just leaving that, Santiago was living his best life. That was back when he still thought he was the main star. All I know is he's coming. Child, when my baby came out and said the grubby little theater. Like, who, child? The ghetto, it was giving white refrigerator. Like, it was giving them old school, episodes. Like, well, oh, child, it was giving Nene. It's a little dusty in here compared to when I left. Like, I appreciated the old theater, but here we are. This coven namely Santiago, doesn't know who they're dealing with. Lestat has never been one to stick to the script. Ashley, how did you feel when your boy came out looking good?
Listen, it gave me everything I needed because we know he gonna get up there and he's gonna strut and he's gonna tell a few jokes and the people are gonna be eating out of the palms of his hands. He did all of the things and he's also gonna check Santi because who are you, Buki? You don't run anything over here. And when Santi in his mind was like, I'm about to violate the fifth law. No, you're not. But you could try. It'd be cute. I'm here to see the battle. But again, another moment where Louis pissed me off because your baby girl, daughter, niece, sister is fighting for her life. And you said, I know we on trial and everything, but all I could think about was Lestat in the room. Really? That's your number one. I mean, that D must have done something extremely powerful to alter his brain chemistry because y'all are literally sitting there ripped out ankle tendons and Achilles heels, all that stuff. And you just said, oh, I couldn't think about any of that. He was in the room. Find something to do, Louis. Find something.
On that note, I'm going to, of course, go to C. C, how did you feel about my man's getting there and your man being whipped as usual?
Listen, so first of all, Lestat showed up just strutting up the steps. Y'all see how he was switching up the steps, y'all? I was mesmerized. I can't even lie. And so was Louis a little bit. And imagine seeing your ex out of nowhere, just all of these years later, the ex that you thought you unalived. And here he is on the stage. He was thrown through a loop. He's been beat up. He's been put on this trial. It's a lot for him to take in. And looking him in his eyes after hallucinating his presence for all of those years, I'm sure it had to have been an experience. So I feel like Louis kept his cool, honestly, the whole episode. Like he played it cool whole time, because if it was me, I don't know if I could have kept my composure the same way that Louis did, considering all that we know and all that he's been through, right? So yeah, we got give Louis some.
We give him a little bit C, because the whole thing of them being just worn out, tired, and really defenseless at this point, it's just like, what else would you have expected them to do? But I would have loved to just have Louis be Louis and see if he would have had this same like persona of, I'm just too weak, I can't. I don't think he would have said nothing either way. Hey, honey. But Elle, I am going to come to you. How did you feel about this, as well as what was that? I can't remember. This man came in and distracted me. How did you feel about this, Elle?
So I was waiting on this particular moment in the show the entire season for all three of them to be in one place at the same time, because I know they was going to measure them things. It was going to be a thing measuring contest to see who could do what and how and whatever. Lestat won by a mile. Okay, it wasn't even close. But I thought it's so interesting that Louis this season has given us 17 different variations of who he is, right? He's one way with Armand. He's one way in New Orleans. He's one way with Claudia. He's one way with Dream Lestat. Like, we don't know who he really is. And when he finally has the opportunity to be, I don't know, something. Yes, he was under duress. Yes, he ain't had no feet attached to his body. Okay, I'll give him that. But he still had the opportunity to do something, and he literally chose to do nothing. Yes, he tried to attack Santiago, but that's the easy target, Louis. You ain't trying to do nothing to Armand, who set you up, right? You didn't do nothing to Lestat. I mean, what could you do? But I just felt like he was a coward. Like, he didn't do anything. He just was talking the talk and just had all that bark and no bite, and it was just a waste of time. And he is not representing the city of New Orleans in a way that is opposing to the standard, and I just don't like that.
Oh Lord, I think it was a lot of vulnerability to be had on both ends, because I was really waiting for Lestat, like, look at Louis. He didn't want to look at Louis because I felt like he was gonna break down too. Kay, how did you feel when our man got there?
He knew what he was doing. He said, watch me come in here and be the best dressed in the building. He came in with a black pinstripe suit on. He knew exactly what he was doing. And instead of Louis saying, you know what? Claudia looked like she going through it. Let me hold her. He ain't extend an arm, a hand, a finger, or nothing to Claudia the whole time. His eyes was locked on Lestat. I'm like, really? But then when they pull you off, you're Claudia. What? She was right there.
He
right
was
there
real
the whole time.
Okay, he was in a trance. He was real again. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna read these comments, y'all. We have 306 people in the house. Yay.
Wow.
We got our 300. Thank y'all so much. Dane C in the building with the $2. Bootleg site didn't release episode 7. Hey, Tyra. I mean, if you had DM me, I could have told you where to go. It's all right, Dane. It's all right. Thank you for coming through the episode. It's okay. It feel like that sometime. Got a couple more super chats down here. Let's see. Dane once again. Let's see. Us good D-man always gets the blame. I mean, it's something, Dane, that got a hold on Louis. It's love and that as well, because Lord, he just a wounded little Bambi type of thing every time he sees Lestat. Thank you so much, Gabrielle, for the $5. Armand is the oldest and strongest vamp in the house. He could have put an end to all of this at any time. He wanted Claudia gone. Gabrielle, thank you for the $5. Touche. I agree completely. Ladies, y'all agree with this?
Yeah,
absolutely. I told y'all he had the master plan the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Thank you so much for
and
that.
That's what makes her death so sad, because literally nobody wanted her actually. You know what I mean? No. Like Louis made her. Oh, she was made, okay? And it wasn't because it was like, oh, we need to save her life. Louis didn't know that girl from a hole in the life. So she was, that makes her death all the more sad, is that she's in this situation and the people that put her there don't even give a damn about her.
Y'all, the one black this black is really giving church. I'm burning up.
You gotta get to a little fan.
I do. Thank you so much for the $5. Let's see. I plead the fifth. They were never properly mandarized. They really need vampire lawyers. Louise is such an unreliable narrator. Ladies, you look fabulous. Thank you so much. We are definitely going to get into Louis being an unreliable narrator. I think this episode pretty much changed everything. We always knew that everything was coming from Louis' perspective, but to hear Lestat this episode, it was like, wow. King Nikki TV in the house. You guys go and check out her channel and show her some love. See you at the crossroads so you won't be lonely. Pour one out for Claudia. Absolutely. Y'all, let me go show y'all some love. Not only do we have our 315 people here, but you guys are also right. Y'all coming through with those super chats. So let me play something for y'all, and we're going to come right back. Let me get into some Armand and show him a little love, because we about to go in on him next.
I'm so cold, you got me out here. I've been taking on all this baggage, adding on so much weight. Had me thinking that I was average, when you really don't play. It was nothing, yeah. How you gonna throw it away? How you gonna make it so damn hard to explain? How you gonna throw it away and say my love that was not the same, yeah. How you gonna throw it away? Acting like the same and nothing to you.
Oh, shout out to Armand. You can do better, Armand. If you wasn't all desperate, you could have been somebody. If you weren't desperate for love, we could have made it somewhere. You got me out here paying the rent, paying for trips. We got this house in Dubai. I've been taking care of you, looking out for you for 70 years, and I'm still a rebound, picking lint off the sofa. I just want to show Armand a little love. just before we go in on him, only rightfully so, because we all was like, you could have did something. This is where it was getting me. When we have Santiago steady going on, the accused. No, baby, this is Louis. this is my Louis. He's trying to paint Lestat as this victim and paint them in that negative light. And this is where I was like, oh, Lestat came here to do something else. I thought Lestat was going to get here, be petty and lie. Not to say that maybe he couldn't have lied a little bit, but there was a whole lot of truth in here along with everything else. And it seems like he was trying to not only get into his narrative, but he was paying attention to detail so hard for Santiago, especially like, no, I need you to get this right. I need you to address this as that. That was really giving validation and question to me as if like, is Lestat here telling all the truth? Elle, I'm going to come to you first, and we're going to get into everything that he had to say. But in short, did you feel like Lestat was telling the truth here?
Nah, I struggled with that. I really did, right? Because we all know Louis lie like a rug. We have discussed that several times. Okay, so we know his story. We don't really know about that. But the on the flip side of that, we know that Lestat is an actor. Lestat knows how to pour it on. Lestat knows how to tell a story. He did it for a living for years. So, you know, he crawled up out the dirt and was like, let me stretch my acting muscles again. I don't know. But I will say, I felt sympathy for Lestat telling his story, telling his side and what he felt happened. And when he apologized to Louis for the harm that he did when he dropped him from the damn clouds up top, I felt that. Like, I really felt like he really was apologetic. He really felt sorrow in his heart and he said he was a broken thing. I broke the one I loved. He was a broken thing. Listen, that thing took me down. That line took me down. His monologue on the stage when he was telling his story really got to me. When Louis was telling his side of the story, I was like, shut up. Like, I just was like, I was like, okay, then what did you do? Like, I was victim blaming Louis, but when Lestat was talking, I was like, oh my God, come and let me rub your back in a circle, baby. You need support. You need me. And like, I just really believe what he was saying. So I'm inclined to believe, but I also know he's not inclined to tell a whole truth either, because Lestat is concerned with his image in this time too. So don't nobody know what the floorboards, baby, what the whole truth is.
Okay.
I had to get myself off of mute. Yeah. I think that the script part that he was reading that Santiago and them wrote was probably a bunch of lies and foolishness. But the moments when Lestat was going off script and they kept trying to like feed him lines, I think he was telling the truth every single time. Every single time he went off script. Now, did I believe he was really feeling some of those feels? I'm with Claudia on that. Like, I call BS. Like, you're an actor. You doing something. I mean, you know, I know you're telling the truth, but when you putting all the feels in there, you trying to pull Louis back in and get sympathy. That's where I had to draw the line.
See, what about you? This major man look real bad.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. If Lestat is telling the truth, it's a cold day in hell. This man is a liar. He is an abuser. We know the tactics of an abuser. They abuse you and then they hit you with the I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. I'm not, you know, that's literally what this was. He was apologizing just to continue the cycle of abuse as he has him on this stage, beat up, turned out, and everything else. And not only that, we know he lying. Because who's there to collaborate Lestat's story? Not a soul. Who's there to collaborate Louis' story? Claudia. So he's lying to the people. He's a pretender. He's an abuser. I love him. But I'm not believing a word out this man's mouth. Sorry.
We're going to have to get to it, see, because in all fairness, a lot of the things that Lestat was shining a light on, Claudia was absent for. So it's like it was the beginning of their relationship before she ever got there, and pretty much her hiatus time and her returning. It's just, but this is not, you know, above Lestat. We've seen him do this in season 1. He messes up. He's abusive. He's a, you know, textbook abuser. So you just don't know. But maybe if he ain't sell me in this episode, I was rubbing his back over there with Elle. Ashley?
Like I said, if he was lying about everything, he's the best liar to do it, okay? Because he was selling it. Everything he did, every line he delivered, he was selling. Now, do I honestly, I speak in hyperbole a lot, and I need people to get with me here, right? When I say I'm buying everything Lestat was selling, I did because he sold it. You know what I'm saying? But do I really believe that that Louis hunted him down? No. But do I think a part of Louis perhaps called to him that in his repressed whatever situation he wanted a piece of Lestat? Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. I think he did, but I will agree with you, Tyra, in the very beginning when you were talking about Lestat came here with a different purpose. And I don't like to necessarily think that he and Armand would have an alliance. People have come after the fact and said, look at Lestat's wrist, look at the bruises. He's clearly weakened. Something else is going on. We know Armand is the mastermind behind this entire situation. I'm under the impression that the truth lies somewhere in between the lines. I don't trust anyone's narration all the way, but baby, Lestat's the best salesman. Because I was ready to give him a hug. I said, why are you up here crying? I said, Lestat is hurting. He admitted it, Louis. He broke you. He knows he broke you. It's the biggest regret of his life. But is he talking? Yes. Is he an abuser? Yes. Is he someone you should ever be in a relationship with? No. But do I love Lestat down bad? Absolutely.
And I think that's where the chat be trying to eat us up, or just the commentators like, are y'all condoning y'all? No, I'm not at all saying that I believe every single thing that came out of Lestat's mouth. But some of it was true, and whatever wasn't, he was selling it like an old school car salesman. I was eating out the palm of Lestat's hand, and I'll do it again. I'll absolutely do it again. This situation here did not help with that narrative at all. Get to the part where Armand sold you out, because I know he did. Daniel was getting me. Daniel was sending me. We didn't spend a whole lot of time in Dubai, but I did notice that this was the first time that they weren't, sitting directly next to each other. They're getting further and further apart every single episode. They're in separate seats. They're like at a whole very ass ends of the table. Like, it's just the disconnect is happening. Because, just like Daniel, we know what was Armand doing? Where was Armand in all his 500 years worth of superior power? Are you not the leader of the coven? Have you not displayed this entire season the range of everything that you are capable of? Where was that? He was, being held captive by Sam, the playwright, and he just couldn't do anything. He was so focused on not only making sure he didn't get got, because the threat against him was this coven, and he was trying to make sure he could save me. He was trying to make sure he could figure out a way to save Louis. So all of his focus was there. And of course, like always, we have Louis, modern day, backing him up. Ashley, how did you feel about this?
I'm tired, Tyra. I'm tired of it. Louis, stand up. He can't stand up now, presently. But present day, he can stand up. You know what I'm saying? Present day, he has his Achilles, and he can stand on his 2 feet and say, why did you, Armand? Why did you make that choice? Because Armand's sitting in that, but we done seen Armand shoot fire. We done seen him toss Lestat around like a rag doll. We done seen him play hacky sack with Daniel. We done seen him put a whole coven of vampires stop time, while Louis snatched Santi's tongue. We didn't seen him. He stopped the restaurant too. He's done all of these things. Okay. And it took everything out of him to stop these mortals. Oh, let me pause them. That's all I had the strength for. I couldn't save Claudia, but
Child, the fact in that moment, Ashley, he was shaking like Seven in Stranger Things trying to stop. I was like, if you don't get your ass like, you are not 11. You about to 11 over this crowd of people. We have seen you do so much more. Kate, how did you feel about this? Was Armand weak against the coven and everybody else?
He's innocent. Y'all saying a whole lot of stuff about him right now. I am offended.
Girl.
He was playing a role like everybody else. Everybody else was lying too. So he was like, I gotta lie and make it seem like, I ain't got all these abilities that y'all think I got. I mean, I may be 500 years old, but I can't be doing all this other kind of stuff like y'all think. I mean, I was trying to get out the door, and they was like, nah.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
But
The lie detector test.
He told them not to make Madeline. So in my mind, you know, he told them what the rule was, and okay, you know.
That's what you got for me, Kay. Hell.
So
hell, please.
Armand he lucky he looks so nice. Like he a good looking vamp. Because if he was hard on the eyes, he will piss me off even more than he does. Because Armand be putting that shit on. You know what I'm saying? He wear the clothes down. You know what I'm saying? So, Armand is, I don't know I guess I do know what he wants. Is Louis all to himself. Okay, I take that back. But it just seemed like, what is with the theatrics, bro? Like, we could have been out of here. Like, all this, you got me sitting on this stage under these hot ass lights. They done cut me, bit me, beat me up. You could have did what you had to do. 5 minutes later, we could be on our way, pick me up like a baby and fly me to the moon, baby. Why are we sitting in this theater doing all of this? Like that part.
Because he got to make it seem like it wasn't him. His hands is clean. He got I ain't do it. I ain't do it.
Now you know. Armand is he's a strategist, right? Mm-hmm. But I just don't understand why we got to take the scenic route to get to what you want. Because if I had the ability to fly, light shit on fire, freeze people, pull out your tongue, beat you up, and knock you down, I'm not wasting time with a pretend trial and doing all this other stuff. I'm gonna just do what I gotta do to get what I need and then go about my business. Armand is a weirdo, but he's a cutie, so he can stay.
That's what you call you. He throws rocks and hides hands, so he got to keep up that persona.
What kind of person does all of this? Just because if all of this was just to get away from the coven and get rid of Claudia, girl, this is a whole lot. This is a whole lot.
Exactly.
See, how you feel about Armand?
See, as a newly converted Armand fan, I'm finding it hard to say what I need to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because he knew damn well he could have been there something. We've seen the extent of his power. He could light the place on fire. He can control the minds. He can wipe the memory of everybody in that mofo, but he's choosing not to. Not because he was beat up, because the man's face is still pristine, right? The ankles ain't cut, nothing wrong with the man. He's just there to get to the end of Claudia. That's what his whole plan was. He been trying to get rid of Claudia. Once he get rid of Claudia, he plotting on Lestat next. I'm telling you, Lestat better watch his back. Because any obstacle to Louis is going down. And I feel bad because I wanna have sympathy for him. Like, I'm trying my best to sympathize with this man. But you're too powerful for all this, bro. Like, you want to sit over there like a little lost puppy dog, like you so defenseless. You're not. And only one clocking the tea is Daniel. Yet again, like, yo, you could have.
It just pisses me off that we have your man sitting there in present day. Like, no, that's not what that was. Like, shut up. I think I said shut up, Louis, at least 3 times in this episode, and I don't like doing him like that. I do love Louis to a certain extent. Thank you so much, yo, for the $5 super chat, LB. How in the heck Sam Dwight Sixurit? I can't even say. I don't know what that says. Gonna stand guard over 500-year-old Armand.
So I called Sam the playwright or the Sam the writer. I call him Dwight Schrute from The Office because that's how he looks like. He's sitting there. He gonna stand next to the most powerful vampire in the city with a knife from props. That's a prop in his hand. What is he got that for? That is ridiculous. That made something about look at Sam. What is Sam? What is Sam? Something about Sam sitting there with that little prop in his hands, like he was gonna do something if Armand decided to get up and move, was just making me enraged. I hate the White Schrute, the vampire the White Schrute.
Look like
I thought it said a whole lot that they got probably the weakest one in the clique to guard him. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Armand had his Jean Grey 90 X-Men moment.
Yes.
Ridiculous. It was ridiculous. We've seen him do more with less. So the whole like, oh, I was like, oh, get over yourself, Armand, please. Oh, let me show y'all some love. We have 350 people here in this live. Y'all are coming through and representing for us. Before we get in my man, let me show him some love because he back and he showed up and showed out. We will be right back, y'all.
I hear you be the block, but I'm the like to keep the streets on. Know this true, the type that like to keep them on the leash, though. I'm known to walk alone, but I'm alone for a reason. Sending me a drink ain't appeasing, believe me. Come harder, this won't be easy. Don't doubt yourself, trust me, you need me. This ain't no shoulder with a chip or an ego. What you think they all mad at me for? You need a real woman in your life, taking care home and still fly. And I'ma help you build up your account. Believe me, when you're in the big meetings, tell them you take me just to compliment the deal. And anything you cop, I put the bill. Let me upgrade you, auto upgrade you, put your next side of purple labels. Upgrade you, can I upgrade you? Let me upgrade you. Let me upgrade.
Oh, he's so fine. Hey, Lestat. So fine. So fine. Oh, before we can even dive into Lestat's story, he is getting every single detail right. Correction, my little hiatus in being underground. My lover Nikki didn't die from self-harm all of a sudden all by his lonesome. He had some assistance with your man up there that's acting weak. Did this mean anything to anybody? Because this was just like this is a pattern. This is a whole pattern of what Armand is willing to do to get what he wants or what he believes is, his. The fact that he, assisted Nikki and the whole little situation in the 18th century of how he even got into Lestat space and kidnapping, like Armand is very sneaky and very conniving and wants to get rid of whatever's close to you to get closer to you. This is a pattern. Is he not doing the same thing with Louis, Ashley?
He's exactly doing the same thing. And again, this just further cements his treachery. You know what I'm saying? I said shut up so many times to Armand and Louis in episode 7. Even the second and third time I watched it, I was still telling them, shut up. What do you know about it, Armand? Ain't nobody ever loved you. Be for real.
Oh my God.
They haven't. Let's just tell the truth. It is what it is. That's why he's so damaged. But yeah, he does this. Anybody close to his person, right? Because they end up turning Nicholas. We remember what happened, right? When I need you, Lestat. I want you. And Lestat was like, I ain't gonna let you take him out because Lestat likes his toys. And so he turns him and then drives him to madness. And now eliminating Claudia. Who else has he done it to? That's my question. What other little boy he done found and unalived everybody close to him? Yeah, that's what he does. This is what Armand does. Sorry, Armand. Okay. I know you're probably watching. Sorry. Stink.
Okay. Y'all, Armand showed us some love. Well, aside, we can't keep calling this man Armand. The real life Armand. He watches our lives and he said he loves them. We're hilarious. We're brilliant. And he appreciates what we have to say about the show. He had a lot of kind words for you girls on these panels. Shout out to Armand aside. Still trash. He's still trash. He's still trash aside. The character is trash, but Asan the person is really, really dope for reaching out to us in that way. Kay, your man, what's up with this? How you gonna clean this up? You fan over there, blown out of the air.
Where's the proof? No receipts. Did it happen?
I'm not playing with you.
It's innocent.
We leaving Kay immediately after those comments. Leave, because she's tripping.
This man has insecure attachment style. He can't get out of the grips of that anxious attachment style. I want better for him, right? I want better for him. Even in modern day, he's still struggling with that. He needs therapy. He needs, he needs a tactic. He needs a a way to regulate his emotions, because it's not with these men, baby. You're not going to find yourself in these men in the bedroom. You need to find it in yourself. But yeah, he definitely has a pattern, right? He definitely has a pattern of finding, zoning in on one and trying to eliminate the competition as we see this. So it is what it is. Definitely a pattern of destruction. That's all I'm gonna say.
L.
So Armand is like, if Armand is or was alive in 2024, he would be like 2.5 minutes away from being an incel. Do you understand? This is how incels get created, because in his mind, if he gets rejected, then everybody got to just suffer. Like, we all got to pay the price. But Armand has a tragic backstory. Like, we heard his backstory. We know that his foundations in life was sketchy AF. And so building from that as an adult, and then, as a vampire, whatever the hell, he has terrible self-esteem and just horrible like thought processes, and ain't nobody raise him up. Okay, he ain't raised. That's his problem. And now he is an adult vampire in the world with all this unchecked power, and he don't have nothing to do with it. So Armand has annoyed me, okay, from episode 1 of this season. When I found out, first of all, I found out that he wasn't Rashid, and that pissed me off, because what you're lying to me for? You've been lying to me the whole time, and I trusted that you was there to help Louis, and you helping my partner out, and you lying to me in my face. You don't even need to lie to me, and you choosing to lie to me, so I know I can't trust you. Okay, so when he told me that he wasn't Rashid and that he was Armand and that he's all powerful, and then he started flying, and he don't carry Louis. That's how I know something is wrong with him, because you fly and you let Louis walk, immediately know. I'm like, no. Why does he keep the books?
Too. He got to carry him around. He need to learn.
No. Why does he keep the books in the sky at the house? They don't have no books where Louis can read. You don't want to read.
That's swag right there. That's swag.
No. That is mean. You literally have knowledge, and you taking knowledge out of his hands and putting it in the sky where he can't get it. I'm gonna get off of it because Armand done pissed me off. But I'm just saying.
We get these super chats. Y'all keep engaging, keep showing love, keep showing super chats, keep hitting that like button. We have 390 people in here. If we could get 400, that would be absolutely amazing. Wow. Thank you guys so much. We have Polly with the Latino slant in the house for $1.99. Hey, Polly. Struggles, congrats on 26K. Wow. Thank you. I need to celebrate my small victories. Thank you. Thank you so much, Polly, for supporting. And y'all go check out Polly with the Latino slant. It's always a plethora of content coming out on his channel. Let's see, we got another one here. The Black Panther for the $4.99. I'm low-key rooting for Armand's schemes because they are so unserious. Mans was trapped by a baby gay. Please be for real. Love all y'all. Thank you so much. Not a baby gay. No, not even that. What kills me is that they are just rooting the laws, and we have to get rid of somebody like Claudia because she's an abomination. Claudia is the most mature vampire out of everybody here. Sadly, she is the most secure, mature. She's always evolving, has all the growth. Everybody here is stifled, young, and unserious, like very immature. Like, oh, they absolutely got rid of a real one. Let's see, I think we have some more super chats down here. We do. Hello, Drew Chase. Thank you for the $5. Lestat was trying to make Louise out to be Mr. in the color purple. He is crazy, but he don't carry himself that way. Love you, ladies. Thank you so much, Drew, for the $5 super chat. Mr. from the color purple is insane. Y'all, we gonna be here a minute. I gotta show y'all some love. We got 400 people here, y'all. Thank you. Thank y'all. Y'all don't know how much that means. No, you want to phone them buttons. You want to phone them buttons. Oh, hit it again, Ashley. Hit it again, Ashley.
One more time.
Not you want to phone them buttons, y'all. Y'all, that means absolutely so much. Shout out to all 406 of you guys. We really, really appreciate it. Let me show Armand and y'all and his kitty cat situation some little love, and we're gonna come back, y'all. It's hard to get that in a live stream. We appreciate it. Hell yeah. We be right back, y'all. Acting like I'm nobody. You gonna make me call somebody. Stop playing. If somebody took Armand and his kitty cat serious, just one of these millennials, he would be so much more evolved. He would be okay. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all. Who y'all? I swear y'all ain't trying to play and keep us here forever. But this is an amazing night for us. Not 400 people. Now, I was absolutely here for them pulling out all the stops and this colorful animation in the background. I said, oh, y'all really showed up to hold this trial and hold them to task. Lestat's new narrative. And Louise, the unreliable narrator, Louise called me to him. I was being hunted. Now, this sent me. This absolutely sent me because for so long, and I love Lestat, but we all just felt like Lestat was absolutely abusive, toxic trash. Like, you're a terrible, terrible man, terrible person. We love you, but you don't need to be with anybody. You're not a good spouse, good father, good anything. You're terrible. Here it's just like, well, damn, was he that? Did he do that? Did he do that? Was that what that was when we saw it? Or was it just Louis reflected on his events? Of course, when we're getting into somebody like Louis, I got to come and see first because he had said that your man was coming after him. You know, I was in New Orleans minding my business. You know what I'm saying? I was minding my business. You know, I saw him or whatever on the street, but he was calling to me and telling me to come to him. And even in the church, like he just was all up on me. Move, Louis.
Now, how? Because first of all, look at the power dynamic. This is a hundreds-year-old vampire with this little 30-something-year-old man from New Orleans back in the 1900s. You want to tell me that Louis, who was a closeted gay, is out here trying to seduce you? No, he didn't even realize that he was gay himself. Like, come on now, let's not lie. Let's not lie to the people. I did like the animation. I love the animation in the background. Very dramatic. But acting like he was calling to him, how, sir? How and when and why?
Hold on, see. Before you continue, I just need you to remember that Louis was in the woods with them boys before Lestat ever got it.
He was closeted. He was still denying it to himself. And so he gonna see this random white man that show up in Louisiana, and he about to just risk it all for this man. No, I don't believe it. Look at the power dynamic. It ain't adding up.
I don't know. See, something about it feels mutual. Not to say that Lestat didn't want him at all, but I think the narrative of like, oh, I was trapped. He just kept calling me to him. I think it was more of a mutual.
He was intrigued. Like, come on now, if you see a vampire, you know, you're going to be a little intrigued. But the fact that he trying to make it seem like Louis was seducing him and he had no choice in the matter, like, sir, come on, sir. That's a lie. Lestat, Lion Court. That's his name. And we already know what his situation is.
Change the man's name, Lord Jesus.
Lestat.
Again, I don't think it was a real hunt, but when he says you were calling out to me, I think Louis on the inside, he didn't say it was verbal, right? But I think Louis wanted that man. Louis saw that man. He smelled that man. He wanted that man. And as far as him not knowing about his sexual, Louis Ben knew he wanted a boy. Louis was gonna keep a boy, even if he had a wife. So I'm not buying that either. But yeah, I mean, Lestat's dramatic. I'm chalking it up to the drama of it all. Did he literally go out and pursue Lestat as if he was his prey? No, I don't think so. But in his mind, was he like, I wish this fine man would come over and take me upstairs and do the bending? I think so. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I had said. That's what I had said. L.
So I feel like we look at Lestat, baby. Okay, so let's not pretend that if we saw Lestat on the street standing leaning on a gas lantern post looking good in a suit, that we wasn't all gonna be like, who is that? Okay, so obviously Louis wanted Lestat, yeah, because everybody wants Lestat. Okay, I don't know if that's like a power he has to just make everybody just want him all the time. I don't know, but yeah, that's not anything I would question, whether or not Louis wanted Lestat, because obviously, but for Lestat to say, that he called to me at the church and I punched the pastor in the back of the head and made a whole, why would Louis want that? Like, how does that help Louis? That don't help him. Why would Louis say, come bend me over at the church house? That don't make no sense. So I was like, you're a lie, sir. Now, I definitely get the whole attraction and the forbidden whatever because it's 19 or whatever. I get that part. But the whole Louis pursuing Lestat, like every time I was at the corner store, there he was. How would he know where he was at, bro? How would you know that? So I think that part was a lie. That's where he was lying. But he was just looking so good. I was like, tell me the lies, baby. Lie to me, okay?
He did. He said, I hear you calling. Here I come, baby.
Come on.
You. That's what he said. Oh, okay. How'd you feel about him calling to him being hunted?
Y'all knew Santiago drew them pictures and he wrote that part in that script. You know how much he can't stand Louis, so he wanted to be like, oh, because remember he was all like, Louis ain't even all that cute anyway. So he had to flip it on him to be like, oh, Louis was the one that the accused was the one that was hunting you, like you was the prey. Of course, Santiago wrote all that foolishness, and Louis should have been cussing Santiago out instead of cussing Lestat out, because you knew who wrote that foolishness. Him over there with that George Washington wig, spewing out all these lies.
It was cute. I thought Santi looked cute in his little outfit, his little garb. Be precise when you speak on my story. And Louis, Santiago is about to break. I'm about to break them laws. Okay, I'm about, like, in his mind, because I don't know who he was gonna run up on. He is really him, along with Sam and the rest of the coven, are just back there being taken aback at the fact that, yeah, y'all not finna just spin whatever. I'm gonna say a little of this script, or whatever I choose to. But if y'all thought I was just gonna come out here and strictly be about this script, because when we got to the point where they did a whole scene where we saw the extent they went to get the telepathy to find him and got all the way to New Orleans just to get him back. They had a whole plan, and they thought that this was going to be something else that it wasn't. But it just cracked me up when Santiago said, "Boy, you ain't about to do nothing, Santi. Stop." Absolutely not. This is where I was like, "Ooh, I missed you so much. I missed you so much, Lestat. I missed you so much." Say it again with your chest, you coward. Who's really disgusting here? Now we have this man in the audience. Well, we have Lestat really deeply in his feelings, reflecting on his love. First of all, the audience is eating up any and everything he has to say, along with Santiago. They could care less about anything, but he is really reflecting on that deep connection. I gave Louis my love. We were in love. A couple of people had a little problem with that, and somebody decides to yell out a whole slur. Child, I love this because it's all about appearances here, and we're vampires here, but we're not. All of this is none of this is real. No, I ain't taking no time to attach no rope to my back. I'm not even gonna try to make this look like an illusion. I said, what you say? I'm gonna come all the way up there, appear behind you in the dark, and tell you about yourself, and tell you how cowardly you were in that German war, and why you're so disgusting when you worried about my sexuality or Louis. I was here for this, and this is why I love Santiago down.
Yep.
See, how'd you feel about the scene?
I thought it was interesting because the way they displayed their power on the stage and nobody batted an eye. He literally went from the stage to the back of the stage with this man, and everyone was eating it up. And it just shows you that, people are just blind to what's in front of their eyes. I thought that was interesting. And the way that Louis just went in his mind and was able to determine all of his sins and everything like that. Very good. I love this for Lestat. He's my boo on the low, but I can't get down with everything he do.
Ashley?
Yeah, I was like, this is typical Lestat fashion. It's a wonder he didn't rip his head off right then. I was like, well, that would have been something entertaining for the crowd. But he aired him out clearly. A good old read. We don't expect anything less for Lestat. And I think as far as pacing in the scene, because it was getting heavy, right? He was tearing up and doing his whole little monologue. I think this kind of broke it for us, the audience, and gave us a little bit of okay, let's get a break of comic relief. Because this part made me laugh, if I can be honest with you, because he read him down. And I was like, okay, let's lighten the mood a little bit. And then it was back to business. So I appreciate what the writers did in that scene. And of course, every scene Lestat's in, he dominates. I'm telling you, he's going to give it his all. And I'm here for it.
Not you laughing. I was scared. For a minute, I was like, oh, y'all ain't making it out this theater. I'm glad y'all enjoying the show. Everybody about to die. This about to be a slaughterhouse. Screw Houston, Texas. Everybody about to die. How'd you feel about this?
So me and Ashley the same, because I thought it was funny because Lestat was like, and you can't even read a map. That was so funny to me. It was giving you dusty, your hair's uneven. It was like a read that needed to be read because nobody even, it was I feel like he probably is closeted, right? The guy who made the comment, because everybody in the theater, you could have heard a mouse piss on cotton in that theater. What would make you, of all people, yell out a slur in this place when you see these people are obviously gay men? What would make you do that? And obviously, you're a coward. So it's sometimes people hold things in and it just comes to a point. They just got to let it out some kind of way. And that's what that read to me. But when Lestat read him down, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what he needed, because you can't even read a map, but you're up here.
No, he got me. It was like, you ain't even bust your gun. You ain't even shoot your gun. You ran. You hid like you're a coward. I loved it. I loved it. Kay, you good over there? Okay. What did you feel about this slur scene, Kay?
After he told him about himself, I was thinking, why are you still sitting there? Obviously he know your deep inner secrets. You don't think that this is a real vampire? Why are you still there? I was scared for him. Actually, he got off easy with Lestat. He got off easy because we know what he's capable of. He's real lucky he came out of that thing alive.
Mm-hmm. We have hit people off for less. Y'all still rolling up with the super chats. Thank you, El Ray, with the $5. 2 seasons and 3 different versions of the same story, all of them lying and messy. Armand is too pretty and to stay mad at, and his wardrobe. Isn't he cute? I think that's why we be letting him make it as much as we do, because he wrong this episode. He wrong. But his face looked blessed and highly favored. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Lydia here with the $10. Thank you, Lydia. Win. Let's see. Loves Lestat's performance, but he's no battered wife. By the way, love the funeral picture, ladies. R.I.P. Claudia. She was defiant till the end. Absolutely, we got to get to my girl. I was really waiting, because I knew that this was the episode we were going to lose her, or at least I thought. I was like, how long are we going to focus on their love story? When are we going to get to Claudia? Claudia, but boy, when we did, Claudia showed up like we absolutely needed her too. Thank you so much, Thunder Goddess, for the $2. I see you ladies look great in in the Gothic finery. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We had to show up and give RIP for her, because when I tell y'all Claudia went out like a G, she went out like a G, and I always knew she would, because she a thug. I love you, Claudia. Stay up, stay up, stay up. Oh. But I had to get on that. This is another scene that kind of shook me with him when he was getting into his loneliness, and he went down and kneeled to the man in the audience and touched his hand, and the whole tear came. I was like, you better go off. Like, remind these people that you was an actor. I was an actor first. I just love every single moment that Santiago thought this was his moment. He always thinks like every production is like he is the actor, the premier actor at the company. Nobody's that when Lestat is in the room. Like, I'm going to show you up every time you sit down and stay on the stage with your Washington wig on. I'm going to go down here and get these people into my loneliness. And this is when I was like, okay, we didn't really just come here to absolutely diminish Louis, because, you know, when he comes out, he's like, it's their turn to hurt. But he not only went out there for his purpose and his loneliness, but he went out there at this moment to calm down the crowd, because they were really ridiculing Louis at the fact that in the beginning, he was dealing with the loss of his humanity, and I didn't want to feed on people. I wanted to feed on animals, and everybody just thought it was so hilarious. And he's like, I want y'all to feel some of this vampire loneliness. And if it feel anything like that bloody tear in that man in the audience, I don't want any of it. But these were more moving scenes from Lestat. Like, Lestat ate the show up. Sam Reed, put this man in more stuff, because it was absolutely amazing. This is where I stopped, because what? What? Everything... Because up until this point, I know Lestat because I love him so much. I took everything he had to say with a whole grain of salt. He is the drama queen. He is, you know, the abuser, all those good things. But when we got to go with Lestat's version, I have clarity now. The whole turning of Claudia, Louis tried to change Claudia himself. What? That scene sent me, him dragging her on the floor, that pleading, begging, all desperate, I'll never leave you again. And the whole Lestat reading Claudia for what this would be in the future, what it would mean, as well as, you know, you're going to regret this for the rest of your life. That loss of humanity, at this point, we're getting into the fire. Louis lost, you know, his business, his sister, and mainly that sister, that family element that he was trying to hold on to. And I felt like he tacked all of these emotions on to the likes of Claudia and the burning, and we need to save her. For like, Louis using Claudia in this way pissed me off. This was so selfish. I don't feel like he could ever do something like this and go, you know, I genuinely loved, and all of that stuff that he pours into her. I think this action here says a lot about how he's treated her since they got to Paris. Like, this was whack. I was so disappointed in Louis, not at the aspect of him begging for her to be turned, but the way he went about it and how selfish this act was and how she's just used. It really brought back, you know, oh, my daughter, my sister, my throw pillow, because she's merely been that for you. This is a decoration and it's sad. See, you know I'm gonna come to you first because I don't like none of it.
Okay. For one, I don't know how reliable this version is, because I don't believe not near one of them. I don't believe 2024 Louis, because he's already been knocked out and rewrote and everything else in the memory. We can't trust that. Lestat is a born liar. Like I said, Lestat, we don't know what's going on. The only person I trust is Claudia and what she wrote down within days of the event, right? This is, you know, happened relatively soon. She writes in her diary all the time. So I'm going to believe her over what I believe from any of these two, right? But him wanting to turn Claudia was selfish. But again, if we are to believe the previous scene where Lestat shared with that man his loneliness, Louis felt that loneliness. He could no longer trust his companion, right? He was no longer checked in mentally with that man. And this is the only vampire that he knows. So this is all that he has to be around. So that loneliness ate him to the point that he said, I need someone else. I need someone else that I can pour my love into, that can love me, and vice versa. So I understand his desperation to find someone else to join him in this life. So we not.
I can't stand you. I can't stand if you don't become somebody's lawyer, defense attorney, because when I tell you you're gonna hold it down for Lou in these worst, pathetic, tragic, trash moments, you gonna do it for your boy. Because I don't see how this could be clean. The state that Claudia's body was in, the way that she looked, her down. She said, "I was an angel." Even in this moment, day one, he made it about him. It's always been about him. Like, I can't stand him for that reason alone. I seen Ashley down there shaking her head with the stiffness. Ashley.
Girl, no. Louis. Let me tell you about Louis and what his situation is. Louis is selfish. Louis has shown himself to be one of the most selfish characters in this series. Everything he wants done, he gets somebody else to do it for him. She was an accessory. She was a ploy and a method for him to hold on to this idealistic vision of himself. I still have my humanity. I'm still a good person. When you're the reason the white folks burnt up the city anyway, Louis. You know what I'm saying? It was never about her. And when she got up on that stage, baby, and said, "I was nothing but a shingle on your roof."
Oh,
it was never about me. She told not one lie. Louis is inherently selfish to this day. Louis is about Louis, what Louis wants, what he thinks he needs in the moment. And when he's tired, he'll get rid of you. He'll throw you away for the next D. I promise you. Apparently, it don't even have to be good because I can't see Armand putting it down like that. But yeah, that's his priority. She's never been a priority. Do I think he's had a polite affection for her? Sure. Mm-hmm. On occasion.
We love you.
He has a amount of love for her. Sure, I do. But is it all consuming? I would ride for you. I would die for you, Claudia. I would do everything. No. Nope.
Back to the love making. Aside, we didn't mean it like that. We just you just give love maker. You don't give left stroke. I'm sorry. They don't give buzz down energy. Okay.
Sorry.
Just think about how the story that he told it when he just found Claudia and he, picked her up and he carried her in there. Look how he dragging her in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like potatoes. Look, literally, look how he drug her in there. As strong as he is, he could pick her up and he drug her by her legs in there to Lestat. He literally did that because he wanted the facade of a family, because his family moved on without him, and he had something to prove. Like, oh, y'all left me, I can have my own family. Watch me. This was not, like Claudia said, it was never about her at all. And I'm glad Lestat actually told the truth in that situation, because Louis had us messed up there. And even Claudia, because she was out of it, was like looking like, wait, is that what happened? Like, you knew what was going to happen to me and you still let this happen? And he didn't even want to face her in that moment. He didn't even want to come clean then.
How? Not even like is that what happened? Just not like the turning me process. Like, did you handle me in that way? He still lied. Mm-hmm. You still lied. Modern day. Well, removed from New Orleans, you still lied. Like, Elle, how did you feel about the way that Claudia was treated and drugged across that floor at Louis' hand?
So this show never ceases to make me wonder what my own lying eyes saw, right? Like, this show confuses me because I remember distinctly this very scene in season 1, right? And so, because it was a big moment in season 1. So I remember this scene. Like, the room was bright and Lestat was looking good, and Louis came in there, and I remember it really, really clearly. And so when this happened and he drug I'm not even, y'all already know I'm turned up about it. Don't drag that girl in there like that. That's a black woman. Okay, that's a black child. Don't drag that girl in there like that. But that just was so disrespectful to me, right? Like, for Louis, most people would see a injured child on death's door and want to do everything to prevent further harm from that child. You telling me you got your raggedy ass up there and is dragging her across an oriental rug with burns on her body? That is so like terrible, right? Like to just be so self-consumed that you're causing further harm to a child and dragging this poor child in this way. And just the total disregard of her in that scene, it continued throughout her life, right? Even when she nursed him back to health when Lestat dropped him from the sky, he was super quick to just be like, all right, girl, listen, daddy's back home and you just cool, girl, it's gonna be all right. So Louis has always had that energy. So because of that, I tend to believe Lestat. And in matter of fact, I went back and watched season 1 when this happened. And literally what was said in Lestat's reenactment was said in Louise. But when I was watching Louise's version, I was like, Lestat ain't shit, boy. Like, how you going, you know what I mean? Like, I really was on Louise's side. But watching Lestat's reenactment and hearing the exact same words, now I'm tending to believe Lestat because it's more plausible to me for Louis to treat Claudia that way, since that's a pattern. It's pathological with his treatment of her. So, you know, that's another strike. We about to take his New Orleans card. He just out here just making us look terrible.
It had to be something else, because not only they all know about the rules. We all know about how Lestat felt. Just he wouldn't have just turned her because Louis just felt, because Louis' interpretation is, oh, I caused this fire. She thought I was an angel. Like, he's feeling guilt about what happened. Can you turn her and she'll be our daughter? That wouldn't have been enough for Lestat to be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go on and turn. Like, no, it had to be something else. Along with that, as well as the laws that he's trying to still kind of, I don't really care about the laws, but they are in place. This is one of the worst ones, as well as me trying to lay low and live my best life away from the likes of, you know, the people over there. I'm trying to be here. It just would have been more. I think Lestat's version makes way more sense. And not only that, when we cut away, he's not trying to absolve himself of just nothing. If they're guilty, I'm guilty too. I turned her. I'm supposed to be up here with them. Like, I'm not innocent. I was like, okay, that's all I need to hear.
Does Lestat look like the kind of dude that will want a child? Lestat is not the child rearing type of man. Lestat trying to be outside. He trying to go to the juke joint. He trying to, you know what I'm saying, be outside. Absolutely, and go to the party and go to the parades. He don't want to sit down and read no damn Leave It to Beaver book with this child at the house.
He would do it for Louis. And the fact that Louis was so upset and like absentee in the relationship, he would do anything to keep Louis around. And y'all saying that, you know, Louis was treating Claudia all kind of way. Every plan that Claudia had came up with,
absolutely,
we went with. Every plan that Claudia has devised. It's true. Let's keep it factual and actual. Every plan that Claudia has devised, Louis has backed her up and gone alongside her with it. So we're not going to act like he just treat her like a rag doll. No, he actually trying to look out for her happiness. He goes along with her plans. He's looking out for her. And the fact that he, in Lestat's version, keep in mind, he dragged her across the floor. Is that true? Or is that just the way Lestat put another dig into Claudia because he don't like her as much as Armand don't like her?
Ashley, you got your hand up?
I think that's
true. And I do. Because he didn't go along with every plan Claudia had, because Lestat's still here. If he had gone along with her plan, he'd have been in that incinerator. Lestat would have been done. Gone.
He killed that man. They stayed in Louisiana. They went all around the world trucking, trying to find another vampire. They did everything this little girl wanted to do. And I don't know, y'all, he definitely got love for Claudia. He on the stage right now because Claudia wanted to stay there.
No. Because remember, even Claudia said when she's like, I got a secret, you want to get rid of him just as much as I do. So he was going along with Claudia's plan because he felt the same way.
If that, look, y'all can't have both ways. I have it both ways. Y'all can't say he didn't kill her because he loved her.
I don't want both ways. I don't. I feel like he's been going along with a lot of Claudia, and that I think he feels guilty. I I think that's what's been keeping him next to her this entire time, because he feels guilty about his little shame and the whole process of how she was turned, why she was. I think it's been guilt attaching him to her this entire time, more so than love. I'm not seeing as much love as I thought we had that first season. It's slowly disappearing with every single episode. I'm seeing a lot of guilt though, and we see guilt in the past, and we also every single time we in Dubai see it modern day. Like, where the love at? Where's the love? I'm seeing obligation, and I'm seeing regret. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have. He's regretting it now in Paris, and he's ashamed that and embarrassed that, like, I did this to her. I played a part in this, and I'm feeling guilty about it, and it's not something I can take back. And now that I want to maybe go off and live my life or be away from this guilt, this whatever Claudia represents, I can't, because I said I love her, and it's me and you're my sister, and I'm your uncle daddy. We don't got time for that. Louis is a selfish. Let me not say that. He's a selfish man. He's a selfish man. Oh, let me get some of these super chats, y'all. And see, you ladies look great. Oh, wait. I think I already got that, but thank you. We did what we needed to do. I see another one here. Here we go. Let's see. Claudia deserves so much better, but she went out like a queen, and she did. Thank you so much for the $5. Like, see, you gonna ride for your man. I love you for that, cause girl, she gonna ride for Louis if she don't do nothing else. Hyper Green, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. When that slur got yelled, I said, you done pissed off the wrong. Absolutely did. I just thought at that moment it was gonna be a slaughterhouse. Like, he not about putting up no presentations to nobody. Lestat has always wanted to live out loud. I thought he was gonna snatch that man up. Oh, let me make sure we in the clear, because I don't want to miss none of y'all super chats. Thank you guys so much for showing love. We have 456 people here in this live. Y'all keep it up. We love it. We love it. We love it. Let's see. This was, I just had to get here because, Kay had sent this, like, oh. And I think after you sent it, Kay, I was like, yeah, Lestat is in Dubai in the same outfit he's in Paris. Okay, he ain't actually there. This is another hallucination. But I thought it said a whole lot about their relationship once again, that Lestat is still very present all the time, every single time. Like, he still has that hold. Even when he's reflecting on the situation in Paris in the trial, he's like, he took me somewhere. I felt him. I was off. I felt New Orleans. I felt him. Like, he has never expressed these type of words about Armand. And I'm just going to come to y'all one by one, because I feel like they're not going to make it. Elle, do you feel like we're going to end off episode 8 with Armand and Louis still intact?
I don't even know what's gonna happen, because every time I think I have a clue about what's gonna happen, or I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, so I bet you next episode such and such is gonna. They completely just go on left on me. I never know what's going on, and it confuses me, and it makes me feel less confident as a TV viewer, because they switch it up on me all the time. But I mean, obviously we see that they're still together in 2024, living that boring ass life in that boring ass house. But how did we get there, right? Like, how did we get to that point? And what made Louis say, Armand, I'ma choose you, like the Outcast song? Like, what would make him say that? Like, how did we get to that point? And I doubt we're gonna see that in the next episode, but I'm excited. I just want to see them little scallywags in the coven. I want to see them burn. I don't know everybody else, they all right, but there's two little scallywags in that coven that always got something to say, and they smart at the mouth. And one of them had that long English lawyer wig on in the last episode. She got to go. I don't know, something about her pisses me off in a very real way, and I just need her to go ahead and meet her maker and hit that fire. But I hope we get to see the three of them interact next episode.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I need to see.
Because I thought this was that for all of 2 seconds. I was like, oh, no, this is a figment of Louis' imagination. But Ashley, how about you? Because not only are they getting more and more distant, but Louis having all of these revelations, for good or bad. And that it was a moment, he threw the blood. This is hard. Like, that temper, that old Louis it's flaring up. It's getting out there. I think they're going to separate. Ashley?
I do too. I think it's time. You know what I mean? And the fact that they have just both held on, right? Like, they have got the world at their fingertips, unlimited resources. They're immortal. They can do all that, and they still choose to be with one another. Make you a new man. All right, Armand, make you a man that'll love you. Damn bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we playing this game? But I hope that Louis gets some help. I hope that maybe Daniel gets him a counselor. They work through this. Maybe once his mind is cleared of all of Armand's undue influence, maybe he'll come back to that old New Orleans Louis who still needed a counselor and a therapist. But yeah, my hope is that it's overdone. I'm sick of them together. I want to see something else. Bring Lestat back.
Yeah, that part. Okay.
Y'all seen Men in Black, right?
Flashy thing.
If things don't go the way Armand wants them to go, he can make it go the way he wants to go. Okay? So the way this is going to wrap up is going to be the way that he wants it to wrap up. So I ain't even worried about that. It's going to go the way he wanted to go. He got this.
Hey, what about Lestat? He's feeling emotions for Lestat all the way in Dubai in modern 2000s day. What about that? 2020. He loved that man still.
But do you see Lestat right now? He ain't in Dubai. We worried about right here. We locked in.
See, you think they're gonna make it out of this together?
Joe, I just know that this Louis is the most unreliable, because we see that he's not mentally there. He's still hallucinating at this point. Lestat, right?
Hold on. I mean, he been unreliable all his life. Because what?
But keep in mind, up until the last episode, Daniel was reading from Claudia's journals.
Yes.
So the most reliable narrator has been Claudia.
Okay.
Louis, in this mental state, is not reliable. And if you look in the episode, this episode is when he's going along more with the story that Lestat presented back in the day. But again, Louis not in his right state of mind. Louis was more in his right state of mind on that stage when he decided he no longer needs that hallucination, and he wants to be with his, Claudia and whatever life he's decided to live in that time period. This Lestat, this Louis, 2024 Louis in Dubai, not reliable. So that's even more reason as to why Lestat lying out here on the stage. He's just saying anything out of his mouth. Louis done lost his mind again, hallucinating this man, going along with anything that is said. So
I don't know. See, like, if there was all of that, especially if it was like in Armand's favor, because he always wants to look a certain light in Louis' eyes. Would he come through with some rebuttals this episode? Like, no, that's not like, this is like, why would he let him?
He did in the episode. He said, "Oh well, Lestat was just twisting things in his."
That's when I told the shit up. My bad. I did.
He did. That's why I'm like, Lestat is a liar out here in these streets. Louis done lost his mind in Dubai. We can only trust Claudia and what she wrote down. And what she wrote down was Louis' version. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Well, this is where I'll be like throwing him on the ground and whatnot, because I love you, Lestat. The whole narrative with Antoinette, it was a little truth in it. Like, I went and sought comfort in Antoinette because, you was being cute, ignoring me in your little sunken depression for 7 years. I sought out affection elsewhere and made me, an Antoinette. I was like, you was checking for Antoinette way before now. And it was like, you can go out and do what you want to do too. It's a 50-50 thing. Doing as soon as he went in the woods with the little black army boy, you was out there getting mud on your shoes being a hater. Like, no, it was never that. So this was maybe one of the things that I was like, okay, who wrote that part? It had to be whoever else, because this is not all the way true. But I did like them kind of acknowledging Antoinette as if we would ever give two damns about her. I was like, can we move on? No, don't bring her into this. She has always been a problem. We was happy to see her go when she did. But the things I did like in the story were these things where I thought he was more so telling the truth. We were a happy trio where Louis offered this tussling with humanity and that softer side to Claudia, and he called her an artful predator. Like, she has some of the best things, attributes from me that I would want, not only from me, but as a vampire. She's, she's brilliant. She has a lot of tact. She's a predator. Like, it comes easy to her. She has a lot of qualities. And in this moment, I felt like he was seeing a lot of the things that he loves about himself, or that he wished Louis was reveling in that moment when he was all about his humanity and not feeding on humans. That was in her. She was great. We were happy once upon a time. I thought he was telling the truth here. Ashley?
Yeah, I think for a moment, right? I think there was a season when Claudia was just so fresh and Lestat was like, because he even says it, he's like, she was like my perfect vampire. She was like an extension of myself. I saw all these parts of me in her, like what you would really want as a maker, I'm sure, if I'm a vampire, right? And I think for those first couple years that we saw Claudia, once she got her hunger under control, and he taught her how to hunt and do all that stuff. It was like they were besties for a moment. You know what I mean? So I do believe that rendition. And even when Lestat is up there speaking of her, you could tell that it touched him in some way. Like, and I think that there's something, and the book readers will have to fill me in on this, but there has to be some sort of deep connection between the maker and their vampire. We heard it from Madeline, right? Last episode, where she's like, in Louis, I feel her and I don't want to. I don't know her. So Lestat still had to have this connection with Claudia, even if it wasn't really a loving situation. There's a part of him that would always be connected to Claudia in a deep way, just because he's her maker. So yeah, I don't think that was cat from him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that part is true. From like in the books or whatever, that even after her death, Lestat did feel that, because he had that connection. So in a way that, Louis felt that guilt after they thought they killed Lestat. Lestat was feeling that guilt about Claudia. And even Claudia said in the beginning, she felt like she was the glue that held them together. She was just like, we had good times together because I was there. Like I helped like smooth things over for a little while.
See, was this a lie too?
Yeah, I agree with everyone. Like at first, when something's new, everything's always, feeling all hunky dory. But after Lestat realized that, hold on, they out here having secret little mind conversations. I can't even get a clue what the hell going on. And he likes control, right? He likes having Louis' attention. And the closer that Louis got with Claudia, the more he felt that loneliness creep in, that same loneliness that he's forever running from. And that's when the issue started to happen. That's when the break started to take place. And you can't. Louis got to be on top either. Not Louis. Lestat got to be on top either way. So Louis having that connection with Claudia and those mind conversations with Claudia just completely took him out of the three of them together. He said, this can't be. And that's when the jealousy came
in. L?
Yeah, I agree with the panel. I think, the novelty of a new little baby vampire was fun, right? It's like, oh, I get to teach somebody something. I get to show somebody how to do something. And Louis is very happy. So maybe that coffin was rocking at night. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was all good because it was something new, right? Something to bring, like, to kill the monotony of their relationship. Now they got this new little baby vampire to look after. And, he was cool with being Uncle Les, right? Because Louis was doing the raising, right? Don't you run in this house, don't you eat no candy. And like, he was raising Claudia, right? But Lestat got to do the fun stuff. He got to teach her how to hunt and hide the bodies and put them in the incinerator and stuff like that. And so once that wore off, he was like, all my shit is sticky and I don't like this no more. This girl got sticky fingerprints on my books and she getting in the way and now I don't like it. And Louis was it was wearing off of both of them. And then poor Claudia had to go by the wayside. And that's where she been ever since. That's all.
Let me get this super chat, y'all. Thank you so much, Candace Purnell, for the $4.99. Louis sees people as pawns. Remember, he was a slave owner in the books and a pimp in the show. That part. Thank you so much for that, Candace. Definitely, he can be selfish and the user all in his very own way, but he knows how to paint it as something else. Now, speaking of painting something as something else, I wasn't expecting this. I was not expecting us to go. I don't know why we were going through their whole relationship. I wasn't ready to come back here just yet. This was one of the most impactful moments of season 1. Dropping Louis from the space-time continuum. It was a lot. they were all the way up there. Knives, lions, bears, and diabolical laughter. Now look at here. I don't know what to take away from this. the energy coming off of Louis and Lestat's reflection, I just don't see Louis doing this. Like he looked like a mad person. I was like, this is Louis. With Lestat's narrative, it's pretty much, him trying to refrain, and I was trying to like, don't go there. I'm trying not to whip your ass, low key, because I could do it in a minute. But you're coming at me. You keep coming at me with this energy. I'm not going to have any choice but to retaliate. And he only retaliates in the moment of, you're really considering what Claudia came back here for. You're going to leave me and go with her. I can't deal with being alone. I can't deal with any of that. I'm going to take you up there and I'm about to drop you. Now, I mean, I was like, why would he paint it in this way? And he's still admitting to the drop. And of course, we're going to get into how it made him feel, but he didn't completely eliminate his actions in the moment. I just, the jokerness coming up off of Louis, I didn't know if I could get into that. Kay, how much of this did you take away from and go, wow, did that happen? Louis was in there yelling like that?
Every last bit of it. Every last bit of it. Because think about how he tried. Think about what he did to his own brother. So you wouldn't think that he would go after Lestat when Lestat had him Claudia up for trying to take Louis away, and that because remember that was it. He waited on that couch in that that house coat for 7 years, and as soon as she come back, he went and hugged her, and Lestat hemmed her up. That was all it took for the rage part of Louis to come out. I believe every last bit of this part.
Even the part of the zoo, I'm gonna chop your head off and go feed it to the animals in the zoo.
He put that on his own brother. What you think he'll do to him over his daughter? What you'll do over your child?
But he don't even give a damn about Claudia like that.
Look, he had to keep up the scenery. Because remember, this when his sister had just left him. Okay, so he's got to keep it up. He's imagining that he really cared at this point. It's for the plot.
L.
So this is a very important part of the show for me for several reasons. Okay, let me get the creep out first. Okay, this was sexy to me. I gotta talk to my therapist, mind y'all business. Okay, because when he said, I don't want to fight like this with you, Louis, and then they was fighting, and then he was like, Cherie, like I don't know, something about it. I don't know. Secondly, okay, this is where I realized that I remember that Lestat has a script, right? They have given him a script, and he's staying on script and he's jumping off script. He's staying on script and he's jumping off script. So there's really no way for us to truly tell what is the script and what is the story, because Lestat is weaving them together. Now, I don't think Louis was cackling like them damn hyenas in the Lion King, like they got on this picture. Okay, I just don't see my 7-year-old homeboy doing that. I just really don't see that for him. But I do see him behaving that way in a lot of the other parts. That's what I say. This show makes me not confident in who I am as a viewer, because I don't know what the hell is going on any of the time. But I do remember this part distinctly popping up to me like, girl, don't forget, he still got his lines. And we don't know when he's reading his lines, and we don't know when he's going off script, because they're not showing Santiago. They were showing Santiago for, that was how we knew that he was going off script. But it's not about Santiago right now. We really getting into the story, so we don't know what's tea. But it was sexy. I don't know. It could just be Sam Reed. I don't know what they're doing over there in Australia, baby, but they're cranking out some fine Caucasian men, and I appreciate the continent of Australia. Thank you very much.
Oh, I have mercy.
Ashley, how did you feel about that space scene, and even floating into this situation here? I broke him. I hurt the only one. I'm sorry. I was like,
maybe when them tears started to fall out Lestat's face, I felt everything that he said. I said, he ain't mean it, Louis. He ain't mean it like that. Like At the end of the day, Lestat is super toxic, but I don't buy the Louis that we've been sold in season 1, even in season 2, really up to this point. I think we know that there is a darker side to Louis. I think if everyone's saying that this has been, well, really still from Louis's perspective, I think that this is a calmer, milder Louis that we've been presented with. Now, did he say he was going to chop that man head off and feed it to the lion? He said, I'm going to walk it down the street and feed it to the lion. That's what he said. Did he say that? I don't know. Louis did have a slick mouth, and we've seen pockets of it throughout the entire series when he comes outside of himself and then let me fix it really quick, because Louis is still about appearances, right? And so I'm inclined to think, Lestat's dramatic. Like, again, he's going to overemphasize everything. But do I think that Lestat beat the brakes off Louis on a regular? No, I think this was the first time he blew up. And so I'm wondering, other than the threat of loneliness, Louis, he don't deserve it, but Louis was probably talking that ish. Now, as far as Lestat understanding now the gravity of what he did, I think that this was a sincere apology. I know people were like, Lestat's just a liar. He doesn't, I honestly think he knows he broke Louis. Whatever was good in Louis, I think he knows he broke it. And I think that was him truly taking accountability and responsibility for his part in it.
See, how did you feel about the space-time continuing drop and Louis cackling like a hyena and, the I'm sorry from Lestat, because Claudia wasn't buying it.
The Lestat apologists on the panel, y'all just be letting Lestat get away with murder, child, and he is a liar. Even though I'll give y'all this, I feel like he's telling the truth about this. I feel like he's telling the truth. Like everyone been saying, Louis is a black man in the 1900s running a brothel who was ready to take his brother to the graveyard, was ready to pop off at Santiago at the dinner table, done yanked the tongue out this man's mouth. I think he bowed it. He said, all right, you trying to try my daughter, I'm about to try you. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. It can't be both ways. He clearly got love for Claudia. If he's ready to yank up Lestat in his own home, at the risk of his own life, right? I do think it's true. I do think this is true. I do think that he was talking a little slick, like, yeah, I'm about to walk that ass or whatever he said down yonder. I can believe this. And I do believe again that Lestat feels bad about taking it there because he probably was holding back up until the point he felt threatened with that loneliness. He has that anxiety, fear of abandonment is a heavy fear, right?
From his maker.
Threatened with that, he said, all right, I'm about to go all out. You're going to regret leaving me, right? But does it make him any less of an abuser? No, it doesn't. Does it make him, worthy of forgiveness after he done broke this man by his own words? No, it doesn't. So, yeah, I believe what he said in this part, especially considering Claudia wasn't in the room. So she can't give an accurate depiction of what happened because she wasn't in the room. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I believe this part. I'll give it to you, Lestat. You told the truth right here.
Yeah, you can come home. It's all right, Lestat. I forgive you. It's okay. You can always come home, baby. It's all right.
Do that about being lonely. It was when Louis said, "What you gonna do?" And that was the last straw. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do.
Leave me, Louis. You going to leave me? That's
What about the apology, Kay? Do you feel like he meant the apology?
No, he wanted the audience to think that he was apologetic. Okay, this is an actor in the theater. He said, "Okay, I mean, I dropped him from outer space and all that. So let me make it seem like I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Just like when Firecracker got up there talking about, I did do something bad, but I apologize and I came to the Lord.
Okay. I will believe a lot of stuff. Can't nobody spread it on my cracker that he ain't take Louis' brother out to have him to himself. I'm gonna take that with me always. He had something to do with him jumping off of that roof. But I feel like he meant this. I felt like he meant this, and I'm always feel. I felt like he really, really meant. This was the first and only time he genuinely looked at him and said, "I'm sorry. I'm gonna always be sorry. I broke you, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have never, let it get that far, or let my thoughts of loneliness or whatever, or the what you gonna do situation take me to that extent. It should have never gotten there. I felt like he meant it. That's all right. But this does not really move him. And it's just like, I'm just really focusing on the fact that I'm about to die. But who it does move to get up after everything's been cut, they've been bewildered, turned out, brains scrambled. Claudia finds the strength to get up and talk. This isn't a trial, it's a stoning. Can I apologize too? Can I apologize for poisoning his? I mean, he's still over there. I poisoned his ass, but he's still alive. He's here still kicking and screaming. Yeah, I didn't think so. She has her big one saying, this was never about me. All of this showboating on this stage. Yeah, you didn't come here for me. You came here for this, and you came here for Louis. Like, this has never been about me. Like, I loved all of this. I love how Madeline was coming to like, I was like, oh damn, Madeline, you just the way he says y'all kept leaning in on Madeline, giving her that high bed, do bed, dumbula, give me the power, I beg you, whatever he was telling her. I was like, damn, Madeline, she was just so discombobulated. Just bewildered, poor thing. Ashley, how did you feel about her standing up and going like, can I apologize too? If that's what all it takes, because all of you could be up here with me.
Baby, let's be honest. The best vampire by what we envision as an immortal vampire, how they would go about living their life, what they would do, the grit that they would have. She's the embodiment of that. And when she gets up in that moment, it's like, I can tell you a joke and apologize and y'all gonna forgive me like you forgave him. Like, y'all say I unalived him, but he's sitting right here. So what are you really talking about? When she got up on them shredded ankles, stood up in that floor flat-footed, even while they were trying to mind bend her, because they were doing that to all of them, right? Her, Louis, anytime they tried to speak up, and she fought through it to get her words out. I was like, Claudia is OG Bobby Johnson. I have nothing but respect for this vampire. Do you hear me? She did her big one. Delaney, kudos to you, sis. Like you came in and blew all of our expectations. I can't, what else can I say? She did that, and I believed everything she said. I believed everything she said.
It was true. Elle?
Mm-hmm.
Every time Claudia opened her mouth, she will never lie to me. Okay, Claudia has never told a lie on this show. She said, picked another one over me. Claudia gonna let you know what time it is. Don't matter what time it is. So I thought that it showed the kind of person that, because her doing that didn't have nothing to do with her being a vampire. That's who she would have been had she been a human. You know what I'm saying? She would have stood on business. And it's wild because she couldn't stand at all, that she was standing on business. So for her to say that in that moment, one, she knew she was out of there anyway. She knew she was going to die. So what's the point? I might as well tell y'all what time it is and what I think of you. And, I really loved her. She was tenacious this entire season. And I love that for her. And I love that for us. And I love to see her fight even in all of these circumstances, right? Like she was literally fighting all her whole life. All her life she had to fight. All her life she had to fight. And it just was really good to see her stand up and be like, y'all trash. Okay. And I know what time it is with this, but I'm gonna tell you what I have to think, what I have to say and what I think and what I feel. And I love that scene. And she was Delaney, baby. Listen, British actors. I don't know what y'all cooking over there at the Shakespeare Theater, baby, but them British actors are cooking over there because everybody is under a British, either a British citizen or a British colony on this show, except for Eric Bogosian, baby. They were giving it to me this episode, this season actually.
Okay, I'm gonna come to you next. How did you feel about what Claudia had to say in the fact that finally, all the way in the end, and y'all know how we felt about Madeline on this panel for the most part, she chose her. I wasn't surprised that she chose her, but I was happy that in that moment, like, like somebody, she didn't go out of this world without somebody putting her first, or somebody picking her. She's my coven. Claudia is the end all and be all for me. If she's going out of here, I'm going with her. Okay, how did you feel about this?
I mean, I give it up to her because she was about to die anyway. So I mean, I'll give you that, Madeline, that you stood up. But Claudia had to get up there on them broken ankles and tell her whole life, like the whole life story was flashed in front of everybody's eyes. So it would have been real foul for Madeline to not stand with her, because we don't know what Santiago was over there whispering to her with them Harry Potter sorcery spells that he kept going in on her. And I was just like, what is he trying to do to her? But I'm glad whatever it was, she fought it and she stood with Claudia, because listening to her story, because I don't think Madeline like really knew everything, but listening to her, like, how could you not say, I'm gonna choose her. I'm gonna stick beside her.
Yeah. See?
A couple thoughts. Madeline, I think that I love that she chose Claudia, but I also feel like, was she even all the way there? Like she didn't even know what the hell was going on. She was like, is this a trial? She was on something. They done beat the brakes off of this woman so bad she didn't know where she was. So it's like, was she fully cognizant of the fact that you're gonna die, right? If you do this, right? I'm not sure. And everything that we've seen of her, I'm not sure if she again, like I said in the last episode, she feels so much like a social climber, in my opinion, and very much a groomer and a predator. So I don't know if she was all the way there to make that decision and have it be 100% her thing.
But I know she didn't want the raggedy coven. I knew that part.
Yeah, she didn't want the raggedy coven, but I don't know if she was aware that, this is a life or death situation. She was all dazed and everything else on that stage. And as far as Claudia and her final speech, in a way, I love this for her and I hate it for her because she's always had to have been this strong person, this independent person. And I wonder if that is part of the reason behind casting a Black actress, because what was it Malcolm X said, that the most unprotected woman in America is a Black woman, and she feels like the most unprotected character in this show. And I hate that even until the end she had to do it herself. And yeah, it's tragic. I don't know. I liked the scene, but I didn't like it because of that. I felt like, damn, it was so tragic.
Ashley, do you feel like Madeline was all the way there when she chose her? I like to think that she was. From the Madeline that we met to the Madeline that we have now, it seems like once they stopped doing the scrambling, everybody was conscious enough to make decisions, especially with Claudia in the background giving her the okay, like, you don't have to suffer for me. You didn't, they calling her a fledgling. You can go and be with the coven and, live the rest of your life. Like, you don't have to die with me. And she chose to anyway. I felt like she made the choice consciously. I don't know. C said no. Ashley?
Madeline was fully cognizant, I think, of what was going on in this moment, right? Before, she was nodding like, what's going on? But they took time. They broke it down to her like, listen, you can join our coven. You didn't know. You're ignorant to everything that's going on around you. And Claudia even says, like, go ahead. You don't have to roll with me. I know we going down bad, right? And she says, you are my coven, Claudia. And again, you know how I feel about their relationship. But in that moment, I was grateful that Claudia finally had someone choose her and ride for her when it came down to it, right? With no limitations, because Madeline, we knew, and even Armand recognized it, that she would have been an exceptional vampire herself. She had all the makings. Like, he was lightweight, like, oh, okay, I'm not going to turn you, but you might actually make a decent vampire. And I think she knew that because she had already fully embraced her vampirism. So for her to choose Claudia in that moment versus immortality is huge. I mean, It's huge. A huge sign for Claudia. And I'm glad she got that, honey. But when she looked at them audience members, And Claudia said, take off your top hat, sis, or bro, whoever you are. Because I want to remember all y'all faces. I was like, get them, Claudia. Get them.
All of them.
All of them.
Elle, how did you feel about Madeline choosing Claudia? Somebody choosing her for the first time in her life. Let me see. Elle? Let me see. I think Elle is muted.
My bad. I couldn't get my mute off. Yeah, I was happy for her because, life for her ain't been no crystal step, baby. Okay, so I'm finally, I'm glad that she has found someone to choose her, even if the person she found was a creep. Okay, so, at the end of the day, it was too little too late because like 5 minutes later, they was on up out of the door. But, I think that at least she died with knowing that someone chose her. You know what I mean? Even if it was the last thing she ever knew. I'm glad that she knew it. Madeline has always creeped me out. I never got Madeline. She was always creepy to me. Always sketchy. And that's just like Claudia, just making some weird ass choices. But we can't do nothing about it now. we at the fume. So, it's cool. But I'm glad she had that little moment at the end with her little yellow dress on, child.
Oh, that poor yellow dress. I just love that she went out like this is a standing on business moment, Kay. Like I'm coming back. Yeah, take your. I even love Jay and Lestat, like I hate the narrative and why you're even here, but the fact essentially I was like, no, you don't get. It's like, no, let her get what she wants. Take that hat off. Yeah, let me see everybody's face. I'm coming back. I'm hunting. I'm coming to get all y'all. If there is an afterlife, I'm finding some type of way to come back here. Like she was just really defiant. She didn't let this moment just break her down to where she went out completely on her own terms, and I wouldn't expect anything less from Claudia. Let me get these super chats, y'all. Thank you so much, Tony Roberts, for the $4.99. Claudia was like, I'm getting tired of being the side in the messy sandwich. Yeah, the sandwich is messy, and it's going to continue to be messy even after she's gone, Armand. That's the thing. It's not like she was that wasn't even on the list of problems to why y'all relationship wouldn't be living its best life. Y'all still having issues years and years later. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Tameless Kinks, for the $5. I'm late, but I love you ladies. This is so great. LB, my neighbor / girly, just over here in Texas. Thank you. But y'all, she goes out on her own terms, and we get to pretty much them getting sentenced into pretty much death. And we have Louis taken away. We have a flashback of, what happened? Well, no, ask Armand. I wasn't there. Now looky here. Armand saying that, because we had just, I don't know if I put it in the wrong spot. I may have missed it. Let me go to the next slide to make sure, because I want to discuss that first, because that's very, very important. Us having our moment. Oh my God, it's not, I actually missed the slide. Look at me. Well, before this, we have, well, no, that's the ending slide. There, where they're all kind of being, sentenced to, death, or you can do this. And we have Armand flex his powers. What'd you say, Ashley? Hold on, I think it's freezing. Hold on, is everybody froze? Is it back? Oh, we getting all real extra. That stuff trying to be raggedy. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Everything good? I feel like somebody's froze. I think C's froze. K's fine. Is C frozen? I don't know. So. Everybody's kind of okay. There we go. It's catching back. It was lagging or something. But we have the moment prior to this one where Armand breaks his whole neck to save Louis. And I think all of us were begging the question of, if you could do that for him, you could have done the same thing for all of them, and you just simply chose not to. But we have them pulled away and separated, and not only is she defiant to the end.
Oh, okay, it was her leg. And she'll be right back, guys. Un momento, por favor.
think she was getting into the scene where Armand, he just decided to save Louis and Louis alone, which was cruddy. I don't understand the
Trash.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Trash.
again, we touched on it earlier. It's the fact that he's a 500-year-old vampire and he's being held by Sam. He wasn't even beat up. So what is his excuse for not being able to save Claudia? Kay, I want to know what you have to say about it, because that's your man. You Armand down. What? Why didn't he save Claudia? That's the question.
I was getting ready to come to the save for Armand, because I know y'all got something to say.
What about Armand breaking his neck to save Louis, but he couldn't do the same for Claudia, or hell, even Matt, as if he would care to. But if you could do that, you could have done something. And it's like, I don't want to hear nothing about them rules, Kate. I don't want to hear anything about the rules, because it's not like they didn't know when all the crowd froze as they normally do. They couldn't utter those words, and it's all of a sudden everybody was saying banishment instead. It's like, yeah, we know that he's making them do that, but they didn't penalize or say we couldn't do. Like, all of a sudden we can make different arrangements for him because he's picking at this moment to use his powers. Like, Kay, go on, save Armand as you like to do.
I mean, before I get to Armand, I do want to say Claudia went out like a G. Double OG, triple OG. Okay, that's the word right there. POP, hold it down. I love Claudia. But I mean, there was a price to pay for, breaking the rules. He told y'all.
Okay.
He told y'all. I mean, did he lie though? Did he lie? He said, y'all, and they read the rule. Claudia was sitting right there when they let her join the coven, and they said what it was. They already told her. So I mean, sometimes, that's what happened when you break the great laws.
But everybody that broke the great laws, Kay, what are the great laws if everybody can break them? But I gotta die. I gotta die though. You've been breaking the great laws since Louis got here.
But he ain't on trial.
Exactly. Nobody's on trial but poor Claudia. Like, this, the double standard in this coven is trash. Elle, did you share your opinion on our girl going out and Armand just breaking his neck to save Louis? He's just straining to keep, but we couldn't do that for everybody else. Armand could have shut all of that down if he wanted to.
He could have. And I know that, Armand is inherently selfish, right? He knew what he was doing the entire time. He was probably, like sitting in that little box, like charging himself like an iPhone. He was like, I already know what I got to do. And I already know the time going to come and I got to use all my strengths. I got to save up my energy so that I could do this. But it just pissed me off. And then I was like, Louis, can you say something? Like, what you gonna say, Louis? Can you not get her included, Louis? Like, it was just ridiculous. Like, I was like, oh man, if you could have did that for Louis, you could have did it for Claudia, but obviously he doesn't want Claudia, but it's still, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was unfair. And I'm always going to root for the girls. And if you do it for Louis, you need to do it for Claudia. And he didn't. So Armand is on my SHIT list for that, because she could have been here wreaking havoc today if you would have just faced your front and stood on business. But no, you want to be there with your nice hair and your nice little outfits, looking all cute in a box, doing nothing and pissing me off.
Front row seat.
Well, Elle, how did you feel about Lestat pretty much being the last person she saw in the window? I don't like windows I love her going out on that song, because we knew what that meant in the play when they even wrote that script for her. They've been playing in this from the beginning. But how did you feel about Lestat just looking on her like, oh my, like she's dying? Like,
he looked like, oh damn, like that's messed up. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was like, oh no, my daughter, niece, cousin. Like, it wasn't, he wasn't devastated, but he was like, oh damn, Claudia, I knew it was gonna happen, but I'm just so sad. You know what I mean?
That's what I thought too.
He let's be real. If I got to see something on the way out the door, it might as well be Lestat, baby. That's a nice little view to have on the way out the door. Look at his hair in this picture. Baby, look at his face. You look at his jawline and his chin and his eyeballs, baby. He looks so good. I was like, I would love to see that on the way out. If I could see that, that would make my little transition a little lighter for me, I think.
And I thought it was just like him also, I don't want to say proud, but just like Claudia being defiant and standing in who she is, even in the face of death. That's something that Lestat would do. I think he was kind of still seeing himself like, oh, like my baby. But yeah, you did try to kill me. You got to go. We still got to follow these rules when it's convenient. Ugh. Yeah. Ashley.
I'm sorry. I was real muted, real bad. Okay. So your boy Armand sitting in that box like he was on the toilet, pretending to strain to make that audience do the thing that he said. We know it doesn't take you all that, Armand. We know it doesn't require, all my strength and energy. Armand, somebody said it in the comments. He sits on a throne of lies. He is the father of delusion and confusion. He is a menace to society, all things human and vampiric. Like, if Armand said it, if Armand said, Ashley, the sky is blue, I'd have to go out there and check because I don't trust anything he says or does. This was all his master plan and design. If he wanted to save all them, fly them to Switzerland, he could have done it in an instant, in a moment. He could have frozen time and did it if he wanted to do it. But this has been his design from the beginning. Again, this really still is Louis' fault. Louis knew, he was hip to them. Should have told Claudia, like, listen, don't take them O's, Claudia. This is a dangerous situation for you, sis. Like, go on and leave right now. Or better yet, after they turn Madeline, baby, stay gone. Don't ever come back. We turned you. You good now. Don't ever come back. So I blame Louis and I blame Armand, but Armand is the master manipulator. As far as Lestat and saying goodbye, I think it was literally just him feeling that as a maker. Again, she tried to take him out. There's no love lost between them at all. In terms of he ain't love her like that and she don't love him like that. But he was her maker. And I think there was part of him that still felt that, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I thought it was wild that Claudia came back after Madeline was made in the first place. That was wild to me because you would have had to find me. You would have had to go out of your way to find me. That girl went back and went 4 blocks down from the Coven to have dinner. Girl, what for what? Like, I just don't understand that. And then it was like could Armand and Louis not go to Claudia? Can y'all not travel to them? Why would you go back to the epicenter? That was wild to me. So Claudia made some sketchy choices because Louis did tell her though, I don't think you should get down with this Coven, sis. This Coven don't seem like the best choice for you right now. But Claudia gonna do what she want to do. And once again, RIP to a real one.
See, did you share your opinion on this situation yet?
No, but I will say that I wonder why Lestat. Why does Lestat get the last gaze as opposed to Armand, who could have saved her, as opposed to Louis, who has been her father, brother, uncle, everything. It makes me wonder why him. And I do love the fact that she goes out with the song, because in the play, she was this caged child. It ends very morbidly like this episode. And she doesn't like windows when they're closed, and she opens them and becomes free. And now in death, Claudia is free. So I like the symbolism there. But I'm like, why Lestat? But I did enjoy the scene.
Is it all guilt? See, was it giving you did this to me? Was it giving that for you?
No, because was it him or was it Armand? Because Armand sold him out. So it's like, and it wasn't, I don't think it's Louis, but I can see if she were to say, Louis, why didn't you protect me? Why not give him that last look, right? This person who you spent your entire life with. But hopefully they'll get into it in the next episode a little bit.
I think she looked at Lestat because, technically that was her dad too. And Lestat is powerful too. And I think maybe it was that last look of, if you're my dad, why aren't you doing anything? Like why, like you see me here, is there nothing you can do but watch me vanish?
That was terrible. Poor thing. Like it's just looking like
Lestat, y'all. How old is he?
Maybe like 200 years.
200, maybe 3 at this point. Like because he
I
wasn't
know
as old.
Armand is super old, but I knew Armand was like ancient, but I don't know. I knew Lestat wasn't ancient, but I knew he was old as in comparison to Louis. So they be lying to us, y'all. They just lie to us all the time. We don't even know if what they're saying about their age is the truth. Armand could be 13 years old. We wouldn't know. He'd be lying.
Well, will we have Claudia, who is burnt along with Madeline? Like, I love that they went out together. Oh, Armand, like, oh, I was trying to make out what they were saying to each other, but I was distracted because I was so worried about Louis. We have Louis. He is beaten and buried alive in a whole coffin full of rocks and left to starve to death. We know that he is absolutely not going to stay here. Now, leaving this here, if y'all want to share y'all opinions on Louis, I didn't really get into Louis' death because I'm like, Louis not going to die. Louis, we're going to be anticipating Louis' vengeance or just, him getting up out of there. And they have this shot down here with these rocks and this blood to bring him back. I'm sure that's Armand's. I'm sure that's Armand's going and, getting his man out of there as soon as there's a moment, which kind of brings us to the end of the episode and what we feel like may be coming in the next one. It's going to get real interesting. I think we're all ready to see that vengeance, to see him, I guess, maneuver and rescue his man out of. I love this little shirt Armand got on down here. It's kind of giving slave quarters like it did when the coven was all underneath the ground and whatnot, living in squalor. It's giving that. He just looked downtrodden. So I guess we're going to be anticipating that, or him pretending to be all while he, it's just like, it's not like Louis in some secret location. All you gotta do is go down there and pull him out and give him some blood when you have an opportunity. So that's not going to be just crazy to do. I think we're going to also be dealing with, because Santiago, self-proclaimed leader of the coven now, we're going to be kind of dealing with him, maybe basking in it for all of 5 minutes until Armand goes and gets his man out of there. I do want to know what's going to happen with Lestat and where he's going to be, because, like, if we don't get a scene with them interacting together, girl, what is we all here for? That's what I've been anticipating. Lestat, Armand, and Louis all in the same scene together, giving Atlanta Nunu, this you? This who you with now? Like, this who you choosing over me? I've been waiting on that, or just something. And just to see the conversation that Louis has with Lestat about Claudia's death, and maybe even some revelations of maybe what was true, what was false in this play, or just Louis coming full circle. Now, in modern day, I'm ready for them two to separate. I'm ready for those two to separate. I don't want Armand coming through the flashy thing, Men in Black, Louis, no more. They need to separate and see who they are without each other. See, what are you expecting in episode 8?
I want to see what they do with Daniel. I know we talking about Lestat and everybody, but Daniel's my baby. What y'all about to do to my baby? Y'all gonna keep it book accurate? Y'all gonna do something else? That's what I want to know. And I also would like to see how Louis about to get his vengeance, right? Because it's all hell about to break loose. Y'all thought he was buck wild in the past when Lestat threatened Claudia that one time. He about to go buck wild as soon as he wake up, right? So I can't wait to have that old gangster Louis back, see what's what. And even Santiago, that's my baby too, but he gotta go. I want him to go next episode, and I can't wait to see it.
He got to go. I'm looking forward to seeing, like, what has Louis learned from, like, you weren't just having sex all this time. Did you learn something? Do you have some powers, my boy? Let me see what you can do. Elle, what are you looking forward to in this final episode?
I this entire season have wanted interaction between the big three: Armand, Lestat, and Louis. That's what I want. I said in my recap that I want 2 of them or all 3 of them to fight and destroy stuff in the street like the Avengers when they tore down Manhattan, babe. I want some, like, stuff to break. I want people to die. Like, I just want, like, a big finale, right? I want a big, huge something or other. I also want Santiago to die. Love him down. Love him bad. He was giving real, like, okay, when he was the judge, you know what I'm saying? He was like, this is my moment. I've been waiting all my life to have this moment. But he got to go too, because he was messy boots. And I also want to see like what happens to Daniel, because my baby, he needs to go rest and get him some medication and some, you know what I'm saying? He got, his body is just taking over. And I also want to see, where's Raglan James at? Like, did he come in here and drop all this stuff off and kick all this mess off, and then he just gone into the wind? Like, where is he gonna be at? So I need everybody to get information and do what I need them to do in one episode. So we'll see.
Ashley?
I want to see him burn it all down. Burn Paris to the ground. Paris is burning, honey. That's what I'm ready to see from Louis. I want to see this real Louis come back. I want to see him come to himself present day. You know, and I would love, I don't know if we'll get the big three interaction, but I would love to. And I hopefully for once, okay, maybe narration switches in this last episode and we get a truth that we were not privy to before. Ooh. Hopefully Armand's true nature. You know what I'm saying? I hope he just gets exposed in this last episode. That's what I hope. And I want to know what's going to happen with the real Rashid, because Armand is already on his tail. So I hope we're not feeding from him when we open up the episode or hunting him. That's what I hope not. But yeah, burn it down. Burn it all down.
Okay.
Somebody said they need for Santiago to spin in his cape a couple more times before they take him out. He got to twirl one or two more times. I would like to see what the Talamasca is really up to. Like, what were y'all really planning by feeding Daniel those pieces of his memory and putting stuff in his encrypted computer? I need another Rashid reveal at the end, and I'm ready to see Armand come play Captain Save-A-Ho. Let's get it.
Another Rashid reveal. I do. I just want a reveal of Louis just being a straight asshole. I'm sorry. I want to be like, Louis been lying this whole time. Be like, see, but they probably won't do that. Louis has not been lying this whole time. But I do want them to have a big aha moment like they had in that first season when the real Rashid decided to fly up. Let's see. Thank you so much, May, for the $2 super chat. Lestat seemed proud of Claudia's defiance. It could have definitely something about it was kind of given. That's my baby, but you gotta die. You gotta die. Thank you so much, May, for the $2 super chat. We appreciate it. See what else we got here. Make sure I get everybody. Thank you, the Black Panther, for the $5.99. Armand, no. All the names, right? Were you silent or were you silenced, Oprah? It's very much that, you know, all these aliases he going by. Like, this could be all different types of Armand. We just really don't know. Like, who's the real you? Thank you so much for that $4.99. You make sure that I do not miss anybody. Is that everyone? I think that's all of them. If y'all see any chats I'm missing, let me know. I think I got everybody. Okay. Did I? Okay, no, I got one more. I got one more. Thank you, Tony Roberts, for the $4.99. Did you see Louis still keeps being in rocks? He does, them feet. In presents like the ones that he was buried in. Chill. I feel like, speaking of mine, I probably put them rocks there. It's probably something sprinkled on them rocks. keeping him in the days and keeping him held down to that little palace in Dubai. It's probably something. It's keeping him attached to the high rise. Thank you so much, Tony Roberts, for the $4.99. Let's see, make sure that is everybody. Oh, y'all have been great. Y'all have been great. We have, stayed here a little bit longer than usual, but hey, it's more of you guys here than usual, so I'm always here for that. Let me go ahead and thank you guys for being here one more time, and we are going to come and let you guys know where you can find the ladies and go and support everybody that you saw here on this panel. I will be right back.
He know he giving his money to make it. He know it's very expensive to date me. Tell him go put my name dollar. He know he giving his money to make it. He know it's very expensive to date me. Told him go put my name on that account because when I need money, I ain't tryna wait. I can't be weak. No, you can't touch this. Ay, I do real shit. My money thick. Ay, don't walk with a limp. I'm on some pimp shit. Ay, he say you all about money. Yeah, I'm on that cash. I'm in my bag. I'm on your ass. I'm in that new shit. You on that last year. Pimp shit. On simp shit. Ay, he say you.
Thank you. Ashley, girl, I'm going to come to you first down there with the sweet perspective to let everybody know where to come find you and what you have coming up next on your channel. Go ahead, Ashley. Muted, Ashley.
To keep it cute because I'll be running my mouth the whole time. But y'all already know, come on over to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you never miss anything. Next, we have The Boys, Friday night, same place, same time. I'm covering House of the Dragon. We do a live every Monday night, which is super fun as well. Also doing The Shy, Power Book 4. I'm doing everything. Presumed Innocent. There's something for everyone. So feel free to come on by, join the community, be a sweet pea, all the things. And of course, Tyra, thank you for hosting. Thank you for the mixes, honey. Thank you for helping us honor Claudia on tonight. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys, this is what Ashley's channel looks like. I need to refresh this one because I think Ashley just about at 3K now. It's moving real quick. Y'all really been supporting my girl heavy with this interview with the vampire. Help her get to that 3K even quicker and support her on her channel and everything that she does. Remember that everybody's link is down there in the chat, but this is what Ashley's channel looked like. Let me take this off, and I am going to come to L Boogie next down here in the corner to let you guys know what she has coming up and where you can go to find her. Go ahead, L.
Okay, so thank you, Tyra, for having me. It's been a blast. This was so much fun. I am doing on my channel, Interview with a Vampire. Gonna wrap that up. I'm doing House of the Dragon, all the drama, all the mess. I'm gonna start covering The Bear, which drops Thursday, I believe. And then something else. I can't ever remember what I'm gonna cover because my mind is the wilderness child. But please come to my channel if you haven't subscribed. I would love it if you would support me on my channel. I just hit 9,000 subscribers like the other day, like yesterday or so. So I'm super excited about that. But I appreciate all the love and support that everybody has given to me, especially my girl Tyra. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And it's buku fun over there. I have a dog. She pops in from time to time. Her name is Blue Chicken Nugget Miles Morales. And she is my co-host from time to time. So if you love dogs and movies and TV shows, I'm your girl.
Most definitely. Y'all get over there and get over there 10K. She right there. She right there. 10K on YouTube is a very, very major milestone. You guys be sure to get over there and help her out and support her in every little thing that she does on the Watch With Me LB channel. Thank you so much, L. Kay, I am going to come to you next to let the people know what's going on over there with their Horror and Hooch podcast and also The Fifth Wall. Go ahead, Kay.
I need you all to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Okay. If you need movie recommendations, horror, sci-fi, superhero, look, we got you covered. Old school throwback horror movies, underrated horror movies, new stuff. We're covering Interview with the Vampire, of course, House of Dragon, The Boys. I need to drop a review for The Watchers and Tarot that just came out. So those will be coming probably this week or this weekend. If you need something to watch, hit that subscribe button. Calling all nerds, blurs, and horror fans. I got what you need. Hit that subscribe button.
Mm-hmm. Get over there. I keep telling y'all, stop playing with Kay and her 1,000 subs. Stop playing. Stop playing with Kay and those 1,000 subs my girl is trying to get to. This is what Kay's channel looks like. She also has her Horror and Hooch podcast. Everybody on here is pretty much on every single platform. Your TikToks and stuff like that, except for me. But everybody else over there, go over there and support everybody. Please. Thank you so much. And last but not least, See the Superior. I am gonna come to you. Let them know what's going on that Superior tip. Go ahead, See.
All right. So thanks, Sarah, for hosting. I am on YouTube, y'all. I'm on TikTok. I'm on the Instagrams. If you enjoy My Adventures with Superman, little anime slash comic book reenaction. We're going to be talking about that on my sister channel on Popular Review Entertainment Thursday. Also, I'll be dropping a book review. If you guys do nothing else, go read Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. Fantastic book. Finished it so quickly. I'll be reviewing that on my TikTok, and I'll be posting that on my channel as well, my YouTube channel. And check me out on Instagram if you're interested in character battles. The next battle I have with my co-host Bad Guy Jack. We're going to be debating who will win the fight. Mario from Super Mario versus Shadow from Sonic. You let us know who you think would win that night. But yeah, thanks so much. Check me out on YouTube. Give me to 500 subscribers.
Please do. And I'm gonna go with Shadow, because why not? Shadow. But you guys, this is what See the Superior's channel look like. Once again, get her to those 500 subs and eventually that 1K. The girls need your support. Get over there and do that. But you guys have been amazing. Like, Lord, we covered everything. And be sure, you know how y'all showed up here all cute this time? Show up for that finale episode. Not only will we be recapping it and living our best life and showing out because it's the last time we're going to be able to talk about the show, we will be showing up in our best cosplay. Before we jump off of here, has everybody decided who they're going to be and who they're showing up as in this finale episode? I'm, of course, going to show up as Lestat. Everybody else?
Y'all already know Armand Hive. Let's get it. We up.
All right. I'm coming as Claudia. No windows closed, Claudia.
I'm gonna be my hometown homeboy Louis. I gotta hold it down. He disappointed me this season, but I'm gonna go ahead and be him when he got his ass beat at the courthouse. So that's gonna be fun.
And Ashley?
It's a surprise. It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Changes often. So yeah, it'll be a surprise, but I'll be somebody, y'all. Just be ready. Be now ready.
I don't know. All I'm gonna say is keep your expectations low for my Armand. I mean my Lestat. Okay? Don't be up here being cute. Don't be cute. I'm gonna do what I can do with what I got. You know what I'm saying? But you guys have been absolutely amazing. We will see you next time, and be on the lookout for us coming back Friday once again for our recap of The Boys episode 5. We would love to see you there. Also, remember to support these ladies on every single platform and hit the like button because it's free. We will definitely see y'all next time.
Thank you, Tyra. Thank you for hosting.
Yeah. I do what I can.